Hello everyone and welcome to the QT. It's good
You're
to
a
be here
QT.
again. Oh, thank you.
Penultimate QT, maybe.
How is that the first time that joke has been made?
I don't know. I just came to my mind too. I'm a little disappointed in myself.
Well, because sometimes it's
Honestly.
also Quail Town, you know, it's not always...
Yeah.
Oh, I guess in the intro
No,
it is the
you
QT.
never say Quail Town in the
I do.
intro.
No, not in the intro, no. Because the name of the show is the QT, because...
There you go.
While it's the Quail Town, you know, like the OC, I don't know how many people that went over the head of, because that's a fairly old show.
I'm with you. I'm ancient as well. It's fine.
Sweet. It's always nice to have at least one person.
Katie's eyes as I said that.
Oh, when we were doing, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do the intro first, and then we'll talk about things.
Yeah, do it.
This is the QT. I'm Sheepdog. This is the Wandering Inn. The QT's the show. The Wandering Inn is the channel. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. And I'm going to do the usual intro things that I always do that I never forget and never fuck up. If you would like, there are places you can go where everyone knows your name. Sorry, I'm getting back on track.
Cheers.
Why are we getting a cheers?
Cheers.
for everyone?
Because
The
my brain was like, you've led yourself into this alleyway, but it's a dead end.
I honestly thought you were gonna do the a reference to the downtown song, the places you can go or whatever. Like my brain went downtown. Like,
See, now my head has gone. There's a place you can go, young man.
yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I wasn't the only one who went there, Sheepy. I'm glad you joined me.
But yeah, okay. I thought you were doing an ad read, like an awkward ad read.
no.
Oh, that was a good one.
I've been told that there is an ad read in being conceptualized that I'm gonna have to do. But,
Ooh.
That's
I
already
like
like 1 week. Damn, that's gonna be a hell of an ad.
yes. Well, it may not be next week. It may have to be in a next show or something or other. But you might have an ad read coming up. We'll see. So there is the Patreon. Patreon is there for you to essentially support the show. If you want to support the show, all of the Patreon money goes into paying cast. And if it doesn't go into paying cast, which it does currently, it will go into things like, have you seen the Duacrimer Outlook?
You should.
That was a lot.
I still haven't,
dude.
but I have a very long train and bus journey on Thursday,
Oh,
so
dude.
that's what I'm gonna do then.
It's a shame
Oh,
it's
you're
not
gonna
Friday.
love
You
it.
get the third episode as well. Yeah. The
It's so
Duacrimer Outlook is an Alien show, Alien TTRPG, Alien RPG by the Free League, I think the system is. But we all know that Sheepy doesn't play around with systems. He takes them. He takes like one line from the entire book and goes, "All right, let's play."
I think Sheepy judges the system to use by how cool the art is on the outside, and that's pretty much it. I'm like,
Or
this one's
just
got
if
cool
it's like-
pictures, let's go with that one.
If it's like a funny title, like a
Yeah,
funny
exactly.
name. It's okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my God,
I'll take
this-
that.
This one is called Feng Shui. We should play that sometime. Never fucking touch the
Hey,
system.
I would do it. I'd do a TTRPG about Feng Shui.
I mean, there is a
That would
system
be
called Feng
so
Shui.
funny.
And it's basically the whole point of the system is if it looks cool, you can do it. It's
Yeah.
Hollywood, the system. It's really funny.
But yes. So Duacrimer Outlook. There are 2 episodes out now on the YouTube, and they'll be coming out every Friday for a while. It's great because it's all being recorded, so I can schedule it up. And I can do things like move house, which I'm going to have to do very soon, which I'm not panicking about at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Why is the room spinning? Anyway, there's also on the Patreon. Yeah, you can be on the Patreon for pledge for as little as like $3 a month. It is less than a Twitch subscription, but supports me more. And you can't subscribe to me on Twitch anyway, so why not? Additionally, there is stuff on the YouTube if you want to. It's not something that you have to do or you feel that you should do. But if you want to do a one-time kind of like support, feel free to throw a super thanks in. And at the end, you know, if you want a question for the cast or anything like that, feel free to throw it in. And at the end, I'll go through any super chats or anything like that that gets dropped my way. Past that, there's the website. It is something that is in the process of something I need to do. Once I have moved house, these type of things are going to get done. But for now, the website's pretty cool. You can go and check it out. You can go and see all the shows that are available and find them a lot easier. And yeah.
So clean. I know I say that all the time, but fuck, there's just, in this day and age, there's something so nice about a web page that isn't just garbage. Like, it's a chore to find something on it.
Well, I have nothing to do
YouTube.
with that. I was planning to do a website, and I hadn't even done it yet. And then Mark, you can see him in the chat. Mark was like, "I built your website. Here it is," and then just gave me what you see on the website now.
I love, Katie, how you began with the phrase "in this day and age," and it immediately made me think of like infomercials. I was like, "Well, pitch me the product."
Do you
Product
two
is
have
a
trouble
clean,
holding
the
bowls of
product is a
chips?
clean website.
And yes, Twitter, Discord, if you want to get notified for the show. I have also set up an Instagram and a TikTok. I have a whole experience with TikTok that I don't want to talk about right now, but I hate TikTok. It is the worst place in existence.
Your experience was exactly like mine, and I've told mine many times.
I couldn't figure out how to get things not recommended to me. So I went down this horrific, just horrific drain of horrible TikTok content. Anyway.
You always get those live videos of like 3 Asian ladies dancing in or around a tub, and I don't get why.
What the fuck? What?
So I finally figured out how to stop getting some very like suggestive like TikTok content, and I was like, I don't want this.
Was it simply stop watching that and you don't get it recommended anymore?
Well, so you can't, if you swipe past it, then it keeps recommending it to you.
It.
Oh, I see. See, that's why I'm very strict with my YouTube shorts.
So,
Whenever there's anything I don't want, I just don't recommend that channel.
Yes.
Not interested.
So
Dislike.
I couldn't figure out how to do the don't recommend it. You have to like hold down and then you can do don't recommend it.
Oh, I see.
But for a while I didn't know that, and I was like, I finally figured out and was finding like, stop recommending me this stuff that it should be on Pornhub basically. And I finally got rid of all that stuff, and then I started getting recommended other stuff as a sidebar. I don't know why. Blackhead removal is on TikTok, but
Oh, that's a big.
Can we
fetish
please
thing,
move
man.
off of this?
Sorry.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Someone
Welcome to the
doesn't like
QT. This is obviously a role-playing channel.
Sorry.
I already said it. I love our intros. We always get so sidetracked that at a certain point, Elf has to like get us back on.
Yeah, I went off on a tangent. Anyway, there is a TikTok, there is an Instagram. I will be trying to do, at the very least, some shorts, which I'm going to put on the Shorts channel, on YouTube, on TikTok, and maybe even Instagram, just so that they're out there and, you know, maybe new people find the channel. That's the hope. But, you know, if you want, go look for them. A few people have already found them somehow. I don't know. I haven't shared them, but there you go.
Fuckers.
Yeah. Hey, I'm okay with it. As long as it's, you know, not stalking me, just stalking the channel.
Oh.
With that said, oh, the other thing is I have been in a little powwow with Mr. Mount, and he said that he would be very happy to jump on either at the end of next episode, or if we do like a kind of wrap-up finale at the, you know, I was actually gonna chat to you guys before the show started, but obviously I was rambling about random shit, so my thoughts is the best way to do it would probably just be a regular video. We record it in our own, you know, as opposed to doing like a live stream kind of thing, if you guys are down for that.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll figure that out then and
Absolutely.
get that
Figure
on.
that out when we're there.
Yeah. So, with that said,
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure I did the intro to a certain degree, so we can move on from all
Maybe we should do it again just to make sure.
No.
As long as we don't end up on removing blackheads again.
We had a murder. Was it a murder? But Yeah.
It was.
Debatable.
Sorry, like circumstances aside, it was still murder of a teenage girl. Not saying that the girl who died wouldn't have done the same, but doesn't neglect the fact that it's still murder.
Listen, I'm not going to say anything about my innocence or guilt necessarily in this regard.
That's fair.
It's fine. We will say it for you. Murderous.
I'm always happy to roleplay a murderer.
Tori had the culmination of the confrontation with Chelsea, who had been I'm not going to say taken over because it's very clear she wasn't exactly taken over, but had been
Power hungry.
Granted,
Feeling the rush.
Granted the powers of the spider, who was controlling her, Tori's friends, and also Tori a little bit, threw her into the pool. Plot twist, George had, in a rare moment of elfie goodness, elfie in the sense of, like, you know, Santa's elves, like, being helpful, etc., sucked up a whole load of lake water, which was Tori's nice little territory out there on the lake, and puked it into the, well, not puked, but yeah, regurgitated it up into the school pool, which meant that when Tori fell in, instead of getting weakened, she was empowered and turned into a giant hydra who rose out of the depths and threatened Chelsea. Chelsea was like, hey, no, we're cool, it was just a prank, bro. And then decapitated all 5 of...
I did think about trying not to kill her, but then she decided to do the whole...
no,
I did think about it.
I did.
I love that.
I would say in the lead up, like, it wasn't clear, it wasn't definitive that Tori was going to snack on her until she decapitated all 5 and tried to kill Tori again. In which case, the regenerated 10 heads came back up in a very cool, like, horror scene, and then proceeded to rip Chelsea apart, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there was that. We also had Cecilia going to confront the demon summoner, who turned out to be Arthur, although I'm not sure for the longest time that Cecilia actually believed it was him. She thought it was just a demon, or some kind of, like, monster or something.
Hey, I'm faithful. I trust in my boy. My boy let me down.
That's true. And
I'm really curious to seeing how faithful Cecilia is in general when someone, like, gives her a chance, to see what happens when they blow that, for lack of a better word. I just thought of that.
Yeah.
Like, will her fury be just as intense? That's my curiosity. I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's good. I too am curious as to where this is gonna go.
I too am curious as to how this will go.
I should have prepared some, like, full-on 90s teen rom-com, like, sad music for you know, like, gone 100% in on that.
Oh god.
But you didn't.
You know, like, when the will they won't they couple break up for the 15th time and they both look sad and they're, like, walking through town with sad music playing, like, that kind of thing.
Every episode of Vampire Diaries.
The OC, like, pick your poison, pretty much anyone. And yeah, Cecilia knocked out the dastardly Arthur, who was essentially cowering in the corner and peeing his pants a little bit, which, you know, if Cecilia had killed Arthur, that would have been way more murder than Chelsea dying.
Dude.
I don't look. Sorry, I don't think you can say something is more murder than something else.
No, I'm calling it.
Really good point.
That's definitely more murder.
That would have been way more murder, I'm afraid. When they
scale of murder.
Yeah, when they're in the dock together, it's like, Your Honor, my client did do murder, but that was way more murder over there. Like,
super way more.
That was
murder.
like super murder.
You'll still both go to jail.
No jail can contain a massive hydra. It's fine.
If they don't give you any water.
For my last meal, I would like a jug of lake water.
Like a jug of lake water, just like tip it on you. But yes, luckily, for possibly everyone involved, George and William showed up. They eventually got into the basement where Cecilia was holding and possibly about to kill Arthur. And there was a bit of a back and forth confrontation. George appealing to Cecilia that she'd been tricked. Cecilia not 100% sure, a little bit of doubt. Crowbarred that open into kind of, I think, possibly accepting that she'd been lied to and tricked and
Used and abused by a fuckwad.
with Cecilia finally running away out into the night, followed by her dog, and George and William calling an ambulance for Arthur, the demon summoner.
Yeah,
And-
I ran upstairs.
I believe
Yep.
William also had the book.
Yeah, and I'm
Yes.
threatening the book to not give me any more of that read me bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shred it
Does-
with my fucking devil hand.
Can I ask you a question about that? When Cecilia held the book last week, it would whisper like "read me" at her all creepily.
Yeah.
But Will, if I remember correctly, is holding the book with the
With
claw.
the
Yeah.
Does it have this? Does it do the same thing, or does that claw have any?
I remember it saying "read me,"
It
and
did,
then I
okay.
told it to shut the fuck up.
But given the situation as well, like how heightened everyone's emotions were, it was very muted. It was like, "Read me," and then William was like, "No, fuck you," and it's like,
I
"Oh."
like the idea that
It's
it
like,
used to
oh,
be
okay.
an incitement and a command, "read me," and now it's more of a
You know,
casual suggestion.
like,
Would you
read
maybe
me?
enjoy a chapter or two?
How about read me? Why not?
Yeah. Hey, we've been trying to reach to you about read me.
Hey, crazy idea, but like, read me maybe?
A paperclip just pops up, and it's like, "I hear you're trying to read me. Would you like some help?"
Oh God.
So
Demonic paperclip.
Fucking Clippy was already demonic.
we will start off today in the QT with a overhead shot of the city, of the town. Obviously you have the town center, mostly in the center, with the kind of like branching suburbs on the outskirts. Quite a few like parks and forests around the place, and forests kind of around the sides of it as well. You have the lake looking very slightly more empty, but also, for those who know, unplumbed depths in it still.
I want to point out that it is technically a little bit more empty.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's like, oh my god, do we have a tide now? No, we just needed to borrow some.
And they're on the outskirts of town, from all directions, slowly creeping in towards the town, putting shade on it and making it a bit darker even when it's daytime. Storm clouds are starting to gather and to move in. As we will, I think, move to the aftermath of the basement with, I think, Will and George. My first question, and either way kind of works here, but do you call an ambulance and then fucking skedaddle? Or,
Yeah.
I kind of figured you
I mean,
would.
I would.
Yeah.
I was gonna
'Cause
say
we don't have an
could probably-
explanation to be there.
We could probably take Arthur and drag him up and put him outside.
Yeah.
We could. Do we need to put him outside?
Well, compared to, hey, we found him in this summoning circle.
Yeah, you could take him upstairs. I feel like taking him up and dragging him outside is weirdly sinister, whereas he's just like left on the doorstep.
Yeah, well, I don't want to leave him in the heap of evidence of demonic
Yeah.
stuff.
But you
And
could
in the
take him out the basement, like put him upstairs, on the ground floor somewhere or something. And
I'd probably just watch Will do it because I don't want to put my fingerprints anywhere.
okay.
I'm scared.
I grab like clothes.
You've
and
got your
stuff.
demon claw.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I'd probably have to get rid of it. I'm just gonna rip shit off him.
And as a sidebar, something you'll notice here, William, because this is the first time you've done something a bit more intensive. With your devil's arm, it's pretty simple to just grab him and lift him and just carry him one-handed. Like,
Oh really?
he's not massive, but
No, that's
also
fair.
you don't feel like too much weight or too much strain
Okay.
on the
Well,
arm.
I grab his like jacket or whatever he's wearing and then
Yeah.
just lift him up like a suitcase and then
Yeah.
put him up the stairs.
So it's safe to say that some form of increased physical strength is.
And if there are any fingerprints, it's the devil's fingerprints, not mine.
Ah, yes, the devil's
sounds better.
fingerprints.
The devil
That
wears
sounds dirty.
Prada and latex gloves.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The devil's fingerprints is either a hot source or a strain of weed. It's,
Yeah, that's so true.
I
Or a
love it.
lube.
Oh,
Very
God,
high
yeah.
THC.
I feel like the devil's fingerprints would be a dangerous lube.
Spicy. Now with extra chili flakes. Anyway, there is a let's say that George's place is reasonably close, so you won't be super far away from the house, but I'm curious for both George and for William, like, is there much of a discourse after, as you've kind of like pegged it a couple of legged it. Wait, are either of those Americanisms at all? Pegged it,
Legged it? Yeah.
Yeah, legged it. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if that was just British.
Skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
After you've legged it a couple of like blocks away, and you know, in the distance you can hear the ambulance, kind of in the distance going towards the house, presumably. Is there much talk before you separate and split up? Because William's obviously gonna have to wander back through town up to his house. George, your house is reasonably close.
I don't think so. I don't know if we'd like that was pretty traumatizing for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, the way I'd picture it is like looking at each other a few times, like every couple of minutes, like looking at each other and having that glance, like, okay, yeah. Like we're
I
just
also love the
acknowledging what has
idea of us,
happened.
like, I love the idea of Will and George sitting down in like an alley somewhere with their backs up against the wall and just like, what the fuck just happened?
yeah,
like,
just like
going-
breathing in silence
Yeah,
in the middle
exactly.
of the
I
night.
love that idea. But if we want to split up quietly and like see you in school tomorrow, that'd be fine.
Well, if you'll allow me to illustrate the scene a little bit, because I had a thought.
Absolutely.
I feel like both of you kind of like just knees and elbows down the street for a couple of like blocks, and then you get to like, you know, the equivalent of a like little corner supermarket type place, you know, which has like little back alley bits to the side of it, and just like ducking in there for a second, like leaning against the wall, and both of you kind of like slumping down and just sitting there for maybe like 5 minutes, and then in the distance you hear the ambulance sirens like wailing. After they like die down, without a word, George gets up and kind of like there's like a very half-hearted pat on Will's shoulder, and then she like just walks out of the alleyway across the street and then off down towards her house. Maybe like 20 seconds, 30 seconds pass after that, and little sigh. Will gets hit by a car.
My panties just flew off my body. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. That's. But yeah, Will like a very soft kind of like sigh, and Will kind of like pushes up off his knees and stands up, and then walks off down the road back towards.
And he kept the book,
center.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would
Nice.
imagine in a backpack or like folded on.
Yeah,
his
it's in my
arm.
backpack. Always bring a backpack. Never know when you need to read something or add books to the collection.
And Will you get home quietly. House is quiet. Everyone's asleep.
I would like to take extra care because Ed's here.
Yeah.
But I would also love it if I caught him outside sneaking in a cigarette.
Dude, he's
just to see proof that he's not fucking perfect.
That'd be
dude.
beautiful.
He's a scholarship athlete.
I know a lot of athletes who smoke.
Oh yeah, totally. But you know, I will say that.
What if it was like a spliff?
You don't catch that this time. I would say.
Just missed him.
Damn.
Yeah. But you essentially you head home, you sneak in, head up to your room, I'm guessing, maybe do a little bit of homework, but possibly are a little bit too distracted in brain to actually concentrate. And unless there's anything else,
I think it's too late for homework right now anyway, so
Yeah.
he probably tries to get some sleep in.
okay.
But before he goes to sleep, does he have like a belt or something? I imagine he has a chest of drawers or like a wardrobe with clothes and stuff. And I'm gonna take a belt, like a leather belt if I have,
Yeah.
and put it around the book and cinch it as tight as I can,
Mm.
and like clasp it up and lock it up so it doesn't.
Knowing William and people like William, being British and everything. Interestingly, I would say, at a guess, he wouldn't own any jeans, and most
No.
likely he wouldn't own a belt. But
Yeah, okay.
I think he would own a dressing gown with a dressing gown cord.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So I could 100% see him tying it up with a
Why
dressing
does
gown
this
cord.
book have a strap around it made out of woolly, like
Dinosaurs. 100% dinosaurs. Yeah.
Or why does it say Gant on this book? Yeah, no, I could definitely see the dressing gown. Yeah.
So he ties it up with the dressing gown and hides it, like maybe under his mattress or something like that. And goes to sleep. Additionally, George, you come home. The house is quiet. Everyone seems to be asleep as well. And again, if there's anything you'd like to do or
Oh,
anything.
isn't it puka feeding?
No, that was last week.
Yeah, Puka,
Oh, that was
Puka
last week?
fed,
Okay.
I'm thinking when George left, like from Will.
Yeah.
She kind of walked casually, but then once she was alone, like that last block was kind of a fast walk. So she gets in the door, closes the door, slumps her backpack down against the door, and she probably just kind of slumps against the door in silence.
Yeah.
In like this dark house and just sits with it.
Like does the classic slide down the door
Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
sits
because
down.
regardless of any feelings she had about Cecilia and Cecilia's like obsession with Mr. Knight, the fact that that just happened is beyond.
It was a lot.
Yeah. For a teenager to experience, like that was a lot.
The dramatic slide down the door, the classic like 2000s drama, like 90s drama, like
Yeah.
pose. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, that's where both of the camera will fade out on Will as he goes to bed, and fade out on George as she slumps down against the door. Cecilia. We will fade back into her. Do you have a direction in mind when she like runs out of the basement, or does she just kind of like blindly run for a bit?
I think get out of the basement and get out of the house, start like going further, and then realize like, oh shit, I have a car here.
Yeah, you do.
So
Running away from her car.
So then turn around and go to the car. Possibly sit behind the wheel for a second, because I feel like at this point she would be close to hyperventilating and like freaking out, so she would try to calm herself down enough to start driving, because we all know driving safely is important.
It is.
100%.
So she would get the let Blackie in the car and wait there for a second to just take a few deep breaths and try to calm her breathing down a bit before starting to take off and head in the direction of home. And I think she would I don't think she's like, in this particular, I was gonna say, I don't think she's a type to talk to herself. She is, but not in this situation. So I guess she would be in like silence for a couple of minutes in the car before she like starts thinking again about the basement and like almost killing or getting close to ending the life of like a teenage boy, even though it wasn't like, it totally wasn't necessary. And like also his reactions, because the entire conversation they had, she was like believing that he was a creature pretending to be a teenage boy
And trying
so,
to trick her and lie to her.
yeah, and so thinking back on that, thinking on the answers he gave, thinking of like the just like innocence, quote unquote, like, okay, sure, yeah, he had a demon summoning book, and he did still summon those demons to go after Rodney, which is just like fucked up. But like it could have been solved another way than to kill him. Like as William then said, like, you take away the book, you make sure the book is like kept safely, and then it's dealt with. Like the guy still needs a little like roughing for like ever thinking of doing something like that, because it's like, oh, I didn't want it to turn out this way, but he still did it.
Yeah.
And I think for a good while she is tries to keep her thoughts on like that thing, and tries to keep her thoughts on that specific topic, to not, like, every so often she would maybe catch herself thinking back on like the gravekeeper, the bank lady, and like the encounters that she had before with Night. But I think she like tries to keep like thinking back and like maybe trying to focus her mind on like the Arthur thing.
Yeah.
As to at this point not have to think about Night and like what he has been doing, what he could have been doing, like what his real intentions were. So I think that's her distractedness in the car on the way home.
Yeah. And slowly going through, and the dark roads, kind of mostly through the outskirts of the QT, making your way to home. Getting out, Blackie jumps out with you. He has reverted from terrifying hellbeast to, well, not hellbeast, but terrifying shadow monster to the scruffy, not really sure what breed he is, style dog. Jumps out and trots inside with you as you open the door. Again, like all of the other kids, it is quiet, and it is seeming like everyone's asleep.
Yeah, cool. I think she tries to normalize things by just like immediately going upstairs and like thinking, I have school tomorrow, I need to just go to sleep and be well rested for school, you know? So she goes up to her room, puts away the backpack full of monster hunting stuff. Just nicely puts that next to the door. And like going as far to normalize things as possible, she would probably go to her little desk where she would keep her journal, which haha funny, you joked about that before the session, but I was actually gonna do a journal thing, so
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
so she goes down to sit at her desk, opens up the journal because like she is definitely a journaling type of girl, and she goes down to write down what happened today, but I think as she like sits down, looks at it, thinks of what to actually write down, she just like blanks and for a very long moment sits there thinking on what happened today. And I think she would start to cry a little bit. So she would like start to cry, see that the paper of the journal gets wet. It's not like ugly bawling, it's like silent crying.
Smudges
sees that
a
the
couple
paper
of the like words, so the ink gets a bit like
yeah,
wet.
sees that the paper gets wet, notices that she's crying, wipe away the tears from the paper, wipe away the tears from her face, and just shut the journal and go sit on bed and yeah, try to we'll see if she actually falls to sleep that quickly, but
well, we can say jumps up, well, not jumps up, but sits on bed, duvet cover, wrap around like a big kind of like wrapped in duvet cover, and then we draw out and fade away, and I guess we'll find out in the morning whether she actually slept or whether we fade back into her just being like rocking back and forth, like so finally we fade in on someone pushing in to the swimming pool area.
Okay.
Dark suit, pale complexion, bowed gait, stance, and Bertrand Gray wanders into the pool quite casually. There is still a big hydra with 10 heads mostly out of the pool, and he like looks at it for a second and then starts to walk around the pool, the side towards the hydra. Question for Tori / hydra.
Yeah. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. What is the current, like, how's Tori doing? Because obviously this is now the aftermath.
That's a good question, because there are sort of two ways it could go in my mind, and like, work with me here with the vibe.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I feel like as soon as the door opens, either there's a lot of attention on that door, i.e. 10 sets of eyes, like, you know what I mean, like ready to murder, or she's literally exhausted enough to be asleep. You know what I mean? It's like one or the other.
That is, I would say, it's down to you. I can see narratively both being very interesting.
I
Although
think I'm
you
gonna go.
intrigued me with the asleep.
I think I'm gonna go the exhausted route.
Yeah.
Like, that's why nobody else has like wandered in here or whatever. There isn't like a horrible noise emanating from this room at any point. You know what I mean, or like whatever. Because shortly after the vicious murder, there was sort of a like, well, what now? Like, I'm gonna, like, there's that inner thought of like, I'm gonna change back, right? And then I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
And then it kind of didn't happen that way. And I think she just kind of passed out, right? Like, there's only so much sensory overload and like adrenaline you can process, right?
Definitely. It's been a long day, been a stressful day.
And so I think the body of the Hydra has sort of like,
well,
slid back into the pool a little bit.
I would actually say I'll roll back what I was saying.
Yeah.
And have him walk in, and there is the aftermath, which is quite destructive, and then there's just like a little bit of blood that the camera does not linger on. And Tori is just like passed out in the bleachers. Back as Tori.
All right.
And Bertrand Gray walks around and over to her, puts like a big kind of towel blanket on top of her. Sighs, looks around, and says, "This is going to be a lot of work to deal with." And the camera fades.
Oh, okay.
And so, with all of that said, everyone wakes up in bed, aside from possibly Cecilia, which I imagine she wakes up. We'll find out. So starting off, William, George, waking up. How quickly do you manage to get into the everyday routine? Or is this something that changes? Because you got school. You got to go to school.
I'd say we'd probably do the same as Cecilia and at least George, she'd try to go back to as normal as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I imagine Will, you hear like the door knock, and like a kind of knocking on the door. It kind of wakes you up enough, and you hear Edward saying, "Will, breakfast in 10." Okay. And then the footsteps going off. George, you wake up by yourself, as always. You can hear the TV. It's like some morning cartoon type thing. Probably Alyssa, like before she goes to school. Most likely she's found almost off milk and some cereal and is eating that on the sofa in front of the TV.
What? I don't think George wakes up early enough to see that. She wakes up like 5 minutes before she has to fly out the door.
True, but she also tends to wake up in time to see Alyssa off to the bus.
Okay.
So, and unless you feel like in this instance she would just sleep through that a little bit.
I mean, honestly, if George heard Alyssa out there, she would fake sleep until Alyssa was gone.
Okay. In that case,
Like she doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like George would think that people could see what had happened, like, in her eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like that weird, like, guilt. Like, there's no way anyone couldn't, like, she didn't do anything, but just the situation is so freaky, and they called the cops, and the cops probably already have her prints, so.
A little bit, after a little bit of time, you hear the door go. Also the honk of the school bus outside of the house, and Alyssa heads off to school. I imagine that you, at that point, slowly get up and get ready for school.
Yeah, I'd probably, like, do the quiet rollout just in case she was still out there, and, like, do the, like, dummy quiet, get all my stuff together, and crawl out the door and make sure my mom wasn't there, because just avoidance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then, do her normal skate to school half awake thing.
Question, because Joel is, as usual, going to turn up and be like, hey, when you go to school, so, like, he is, not super chatty, but it is also, just Joel. same as ever before.
Yep, that's probably a comfort, honestly. Okay. She'd probably just roll right in and go back to normal like it was normal.
I imagine there's, like, the fringes or the frayed edge of, like, being a little bit skittery, but not enough for, so Joel was probably like, hey, did you hear the ambulance? Like it was, like quite late at night.
No, what happened?
I don't know, like, I just heard it. It kind of went past the house. Oh, it's still awake, so,
Sick.
Maybe it's, like, some old person was like...
Or maybe it was something gross, like a murder.
No, I don't think so, like...
Sirens for an old person?
Yeah, like...
I mean, sure.
Maybe they just fell over in the bathtub or something and broke their
I didn't
hip.
even know we had an ambulance in this town.
Yeah, we'd have a hospital. Of course we're gonna have an ambulance.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh.
Huh. Sick.
Oh, someone, like, maybe drowned in their pool, but I doubt that would happen around here.
Jesus Christ, Joel, what the...
Like, if it was up on the north side of town, then it would have been a pool.
You gotta lay off reading those true crime books, dude. You're twisting your mind, man.
Yeah. No, it's like, you said it was gonna be a murder.
Yeah, but like drown a pool? God.
I didn't say drown.
People have like safeguards against that? Like a pool top. A cap.
I don't know. I saw this film where someone fell into one of those and then they drowned because they couldn't get out.
They should be able to afford a private lifeguard or some shit, right?
I don't think you can have a private lifeguard for, like, nighttime. And they probably need to sleep and stuff, right?
There's night shift nurses.
Yeah, but that's like a job where you have to work at night, whereas I don't think anyone's swimming at nighttime.
Then why did you say the ambulance was maybe a pool?
No, I said maybe that the ambulance was, like, going to someone who fell in their pool or, like, something like that. I didn't say the ambulance was a pool. That doesn't make any sense.
Rob, but you said middle of the night going to a pool. But then you just said there's no point for a lifeguard at night. You're contradicting. I think they should have a lifeguard at night.
It's very hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
Where were you last night, anyway?
What do you mean?
I mean, I came round to say hey, but Alyssa answered the door, and she wasn't really sure where you were. She was a bit, I think she'd been watching a scary movie, because she was all, like, nervous and stammering and stuff, and...
I mean, it's probably because someone knocked on our door.
You shouldn't... No, I knocked on the door. It wasn't someone, it was me.
Yeah, but bro, like, on a regular basis, people know better than to knock on our door.
But I knock on your door on a regular basis.
When I'm home.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know that you weren't home. Because I turned up and you weren't
That would
there.
make her nervous. She's a kid.
Yeah, okay.
Probably alone, probably thought you were gonna kill her. I wouldn't be shocked if you had a steak knife in her back pocket. You should watch your ass knocking on my fucking door.
That's a good point. But I don't carry steak knives around, so...
No, but Alyssa might.
Really?
Crazy. I don't know.
She doesn't
Don't
really...
go knocking on doors, is all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the point. Yeah.
Like, what if she would have stabbed you? Then I gotta deal with my sister going to jail for stabbing my friend? Like, fuck, I don't have time for that.
I'm good. Yeah, I don't really have time for that either, to be honest. Like...
See.
Like...
Did you, like, need something?
No, I was just going to hang.
Oh, sick. Yeah, no, I was studying I'm failing that Ashford class.
You were studying?
Well, bullying Will into giving me answers.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that like
yeah,
the
yeah.
same thing?
That makes more sense. Okay.
You
Yeah.
bitch.
It's whatever. I threw him around a few times and he gave me what I needed. Sorry I wasn't around though.
Like, don't like hit me or anything, but is that like a thing that's going on? You have to be like sensitive, like give you guys space and leave you alone if you're like hanging out.
I'm not catching what you're throwing at me.
Are you dating Will, or like are you interested in him?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm fun in the oven, bro. Didn't you know?
Huh?
That was a joke.
Oh.
That was me saying no with sarcasm, Joel. I do apologize.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
Why?
I
He
don't know.
will say something.
No.
Fucking beat that little shit up.
No, he didn't say anything. I was just wondering because you guys been like randomly started hanging out a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the guy. He's a cute little guy, but I don't know, like hanging out with someone, starting randomly for no reason, just there's got to be a reason, right? And I figured that could have been it. And you got weird taste, man.
I mean, he seemed like he needed somebody.
I don't know, that sounds like kind of a datey thing to say, really, like, bro, it's.
Well, how would you know?
That's a good point.
You watch way too much of those like, what is that show with the house with all the people in it? God.
Little House on the Prairie?
Is that the one with a bunch of people having sex with each other?
Possibly.
Then yes, that one. You gotta cut back, man. The world's
Okay.
not like that. Not every person is doing it.
I think they are, because otherwise how would there be more people?
I mean, some people are doing it. Like, obviously our parents porked, but that doesn't mean everybody's doing it.
I'm way too sober for that kind of, nah.
You wanna hit the bleachers before school?
Yeah, yeah.
Sick. She'll start just trudging that way, knowing full well that she's gonna get fuck all from any of this at all.
Yeah.
Side note, for anyone that doesn't remember, the glutton makes it so George gets exactly 0 effects from literally any substance that would alter, alcohol, drugs.
George is immune to poisons and to that type of ingested effect.
Don't call weed poison, motherfucker. I come for you.
The
think-
side effect of being immune is being sober. Yeah.
Well, alcohol to a degree is poison, so
Yeah.
essentially you don't absorb.
No, it is.
You don't absorb those altering effects, so you're not affected by them. Which is great when someone tries to poison you with cyanide, but not so good when you're hoping to get a little bit of a high before school.
Yeah, I was trying to go to the pub or something. Fuck.
Yeah.
How do you relax? I'm gonna get into judo or something.
We're gonna get you
What do
really
people-
fucking drunk. Well, you're gonna have to try pretty fucking hard.
I know.
Yeah.
What do
Just
people
put me under the
do?
pole.
And
I know, right? Yoga?
You'll just win every drinking competition for the rest of your life.
I could live off of eating competitions.
When you get to the bleachers, by the way, Will is already there, but he's sitting on top of the bleachers as opposed to the underneath where you guys hang. And Joel goes, "Will, hey, we were just talking about you, man."
Will gets up and joins them under the bleachers.
Yeah, just like they automatically go around, and Will just kind of joins in step.
Yeah.
Sup, bro?
Oh, hi.
Well, what you
Hey,
doing
Jo-
out
hey,
here,
Joel.
man?
I was waiting for you guys.
You got here hella early.
I've been here for 2 minutes.
Oh, sick. All right. What's
Hey,
up? What's
Joe.
going on?
Nothing. I was just, waiting.
Bro, dude. Fuck, Joel, I don't think I have a lighter. I don't got flame, bro.
It's cool. Yeah.
He breaks out like flint and steel.
Yeah. gets a stick and starts.
You know that Joel has like 6 books of matches on
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
I love the
Oh,
idea of
yeah.
someone going, "Who's got Tinder?"
Every single book of match is missing just one match.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, we could probably fade on that there with you guys.
Yeah, fade out on like the
Fade out on a fade out.
Joel like puff puffing it, lighting it up, and passing it, and just George like.
Yeah.
Will partakes for the first time.
Oh.
Oh, then the fade out would be me handing it to Joel and Will's hand
Will,
going
yeah,
out
like
for it.
as you're passing it, like in front of Will.
Yeah, there's a
Will's
T
just
crossing,
like-
and Will just intercepts it.
and Joel doesn't notice, but I imagine George does.
Yeah, with that face that Katie has right now.
That would George maybe wouldn't look like that, but it'd be like a. Okay.
Will just stoned ass in class.
I'll say as well, like maybe like 10 minutes later when Joel finally notices, he probably
Yeah,
says,
Will, I want to make sure
Yeah.
that we get this point across. Will is not doing fucking hard puffs
Yeah,
4 at a
yeah.
time before passing it back. He hits it once,
yeah,
and he coughs,
Coughs
but he passes
mightily,
it back,
um,
and then doesn't take any more. But he still hit it.
yeah.
Now
He
you get
rocked
to
off
the
that.
fun thing now is you get to decide how Will reacts to this. Ooh. Like in class and stuff.
He's like peeking out from the bleachers, like,
I don't
is
know.
anyone watching?
I love the idea of him having the same reaction. I have a vague memory of myself of being very sure I'm leaning forward, so I was leaning back to compensate, and I was just walking down the street like this. I love the idea that that's what Will is doing.
It makes
like leaning really far back in his chair so he doesn't like fall and hit the table.
It makes me think of the like walking animation where it's like really like long-limbed person just kind of like leaning back really far,
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
"Woo." Okay. And we will we will follow the pattern and fade in on Cecilia. Is she asleep?
She's been up early. I would imagine that as she went to lie down on bed, she would, in her little blanket, how do you even call it? Roll, yeah. Her blanket roll. She would
roll,
Yeah, she would try to go to sleep, but I imagine at one of those moments where as she's trying to think of nothing,
yeah.
to fall asleep, to think of nothing, to like count down to 10 and then start over and stuff. She would get like constantly get flashes of just the to say it lightly, the burning figures of people in blue flames.
Yeah.
So as she's trying to like count down to 10, she just like gets the memories hitting her of the things she saw and the things she did, and the just a lot of blue flame, which I imagine does not let her get a nice and quiet 8 hours of sleep, which would lead to her probably during the night crying and every time like a memory hits, like just trying to think of nothing, count to 10, and then like the repeat until it's like 6 a.m. and she's like, oh well, look at this, it's morning.
Until she like finally just passes out of sheer tiredness for like 30 minutes and then wakes up again when
Yeah.
her alarm goes off, kind of thing. What I will say for the purposes of this is, in the process of kind of sitting there and stuff, you hear your mom get up, you hear your dad get up, and like your mom goes out to work, and your dad goes out into the field, and like you hear the doors go, and then the silence kind of descend upon the house. So if you'd like to just give me a quick rundown of Cecilia getting to school, I'm going to be right back with that.
Gee, thanks, Sheepy.
Thank you.
Maybe someone in the group can play my dog. How about that?
I mean, I'm pretty good at woofing.
Go, Katie, go.
Woof.
Damn, you're even better than Sheepy at this.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. I guess I'll monologue then. I suppose that if both her parents are out, she would most likely eventually, when the alarm hits, it's like a relief almost, because of the cold sweat and because of the like horrible dreams. So she would probably get up as quickly as possible, quickly get ready. God, would she do affirmations? She would feel absolutely horrible. But I guess like a reluctant, like she thinks about it. She's like half passing the mirror, and then she stops and looks at it, and it's like not the same as every day, but saying like, you'll figure this out. Which seems seems more fitting for the situation. After which she goes down, gets just a piece of fruit as breakfast, gets out the kibble for the dog, which she totally doesn't need. And after that, I don't think she goes to say anything to her dad. Look, Sheepy, you're back just in time.
Brilliant. Sorry.
She's out the door.
Okay. And you head to school?
Yeah.
Taking car, I'm guessing?
Yeah. And just to tell you, I doubted if she would do affirmations or not, but I decided that reluctantly she would, and the affirmation she gave herself was, "You'll figure this out."
Okay.
So yeah, she took the car and she is going to school.
All right. Then fading out on Cecilia, probably a bit tense, driving to school.
Oh, if you like, okay, I think we'll go back to her when she's at school, but just because you said tense, I think she's so on edge when she gets to school, because for some reason she's thinking that someone here like knows what she did, that someone here like, and even though like she knows that Arthur probably won't be back at school because that boy got hit hard and he needs probably a day off, she's like expecting to see him standing there waiting for her or something like that. So that's definitely the vibe we're going with.
Okay. And yes, we fade in on Tori, who you wake up in your bed. And like we'll find out exactly what you do and stuff, but for when you see it, there is just a note on the side of your like bedside table that says "We'll talk, Bertrand Gray."
Okay. I think Tori like is surprised. It's that disorienting, like, what?
Yeah. Last you remember.
All right, I'm in my bed, like, but I don't know that anything has been cleaned up or whatever. It's the fucking morning.
Yeah.
You know, like, people are at school now. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a hurry, right?
Yeah.
To check in on the disaster zone that she'd left. But she sees the note as she's getting up and like getting ready. And it's from Bertrand, obviously.
Yeah.
So that answers question number 1. And I think there's a little bit of the inner monologue of what is he gonna want? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What am I gonna owe now? Or...
And she puts the note away, but she keeps it on her, because Bertrand does all kinds of things with objects, and maybe it's worth keeping around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think her exit from the house is pretty hurried, right? Get to school as early as possible.
Yeah.
Check in on the pool area, and make sure everything is good to go. The other thing is she has to check in on her friends, right? As soon as possible. These people who were in theory controlled by this entity that she destroyed, this person who is now gone.
Well, one thing I will say is, when you're leaving the house, as you're heading out the front door, kind of head down on a mission, you hear It's been a little while since we'd heard from either of them, so give me a sec. It is.
Well, there's Sam or Renee.
Yeah, you hear Renee say, Tori?
Yeah, Renee. What is it?
You're still coming to my match, right?
Is that this afternoon, right?
No,
yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try.
Yeah? Okay.
Fingers crossed that nothing gets in the way.
Okay. Have a nice day. As you kind of opening the door and heading out.
Yeah, you too. Sorry, I'm in a hurry. Bye. Putting my shoes on while I'm talking, sort of thing. Grab coat, head outdoor.
That traditional shuffle of shuffling out the door, and you're getting your shoes on while you're shuffling out the door and everything.
Yeah.
And driving in as well to school.
Yeah, it has distance wise, it's sort of the only way to go.
Yeah.
So driving in, parking up, and first port of call is headed to the pool area to make sure everything is in order,
and
or at least do a surprised what happened, if I get there and everything isn't.
I'll say is probably the best way is kind of round the side of the school towards the back, because it was essentially the back of the pool, which is looking out into the onto the fields and onto the sports stuff. As you walk around, I will say most likely the people under the bleachers will vaguely see you, but not in kind of Tori, hey, etc. Just as a note, as you kind of scoot round and see the damage, there is no damage.
Oh, delightful.
It is back to how it was before Hydra times. Let's call it.
I think she's a little bit surprised, but not overly, because Bertrand was involved, so there's some magical power cleanup going on.
Yeah.
And there's a long exhale of relief, lean against the side of the wall a little for a moment, and then and head over to her locker and get ready for the morning, basically.
And when you go to your locker and stuff, the girls, Laura, Rebecca, Nicole, Christine, kind of join in one by one, and Laura is talking about the upcoming swim practice, and Rebecca is kind of generally as quiet as she usually is. What I'm getting at here, I guess, is even Nicole is hey, fit and bubbly and all that kind of stuff. Nothing has changed. There's no mention of.
There's no strange behavior going on, or not strange, but different behavior than I would expect.
And I would say I would say probably like maybe 20 minutes into you guys chatting, Laura kind of like looks past you for a second and then kind of catches your eye and like nods over. And when you turn, you can see Aaron like standing a little ways away, kind of waiting. You know.
Tori gives the group the like, you know, he wants to talk. All right, I guess I'll let him.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And you head over to.
Yeah, like Tori goes to like see to this waiting Aaron, you know, like it's very much a like you're trying my patience, but sure, we'll talk attitude.
And he like very quickly just like reaches into his backpack and pulls out a couple of like folders and things and says, "Here, just some of your stuff that I found in my house. I thought you'd like them back."
Wow, real thoughtful of you, she says in a way that's like, what the fuck? Like, this can't be what you want to talk to me about. Takes the stuff that she's being offered and like tucks it under her arm.
So I thought it was better that I give it back to you here than like come around or anything, but you know.
Well, I mean, you know, just whatever. Either way.
All right. Yeah. Sorry to bother you. See you later. See you around. And then he walks off.
Tori's like, okay, you know, that's what I want. I'm winning now. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're back on top, baby. Turns back to her like gaggle of friends and back to their vapid conversation.
Yeah, and Nicole says like I'm like super impressed of how you guys are handling this like adults and stuff, you know? Like it's
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, you know, there's no like dramatic scene. I remember when Christine shouted at Rodney like in the hallway and everything, and everyone was talking about it for days. But there's been like no drama or anything like that. Like, you know.
I don't need to make a big deal out of it. People know what the score is.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't like you're lucky. Like, you know, someone like Aaron, you expect immediately all the girls to be all over him, but he's like, you know, no one's gone anywhere near him.
Yeah, I mean, like they would with me still here.
Yeah,
watching that. Some people respect the way things are supposed to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's obviously at some point, you know, it's gonna be enough time and everything, right? Like, I don't know, considering you broke up with him as well, like, you know, I don't imagine you care too much anyway.
Yeah, but you gotta wait a respectful amount of time. I mean, come on, a week, 2 weeks, it's not nearly enough.
I'm sure when it happens, you'll be fine with it anyway.
I'll have moved on by then.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, like, it hasn't been that long, but do you have your eyes on anyone at the moment?
Please. This place, everybody's like, I don't know, 7 at best.
The guys, right?
Yeah.
Of
course.
Yeah, like, yeah. Okay, yeah. And then, you know, it goes off into, like...
Tori's like, I mean, you asked me about people I had my eye on.
Yeah.
Like...
But also Nicole is like that, where she's like, just making sure that I'm hot, okay?
I think that's the moment where she's like, why, you interested?
No, just, you know... I just wanted to make sure you were talking about the guys, like, you know...
He's like, I am.
Yeah.
Just step on it a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I mean, conversation is what it is, right? I feel like there's only so much of the like back and forth in this tone that I can do.
And so the school day goes on for a little while. Morning classes. Yeah, actually, before morning classes hit, at the point where you're starting to head towards class, which I imagine is reasonably last minute, George and Will and Joel. Sorry. I took a moment there because something's gonna happen that hasn't happened for quite a while. So I just, yeah. As you're walking through, the principal stops the group of you and says, Miss Cade. Which is what I'm talking like. No one's heard George's last name for like 20 episodes or something.
You have a last name?
Present.
Miss Cade, the counselor would like to see you during your lunch break, if that's okay.
Do I have an option?
You cannot go, but that would be a problem.
So then I don't have an option.
Gotta understand each other. And then he kind of like, bangs his fist just a little bit in the air and walks off. With that typical, I'm a busy person and I have more important things than children to attend to in this high school principal thing that goes on. Yeah.
I'd probably keep walking and turn to Will and Joel and be like, guess we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. Why?
Bless your heart.
Cheers. Wouldn't say cheers because he's American, he'd say thanks.
He might. Americans are weird.
And Joel fits right in there. So, there you go. Past that, we'll revisit Cecilia coming into school, I believe. So, would you like to start off, because this is just what I see for Cecilia before school starts, is like her in the parking lot, in her car, psyching herself up to go into school, and like delaying it as well.
Yeah, like most probably that, and also as I said, when she finally has the courage to go in, there's like that like on edge of expecting just like every person you pass by to turn to you and say like, oh, I know what you did, like,
Yeah. In her head, like she's walking through the hallway, and in her head, everyone is turning to stare at her, but in fact, no one's like paying her any attention.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. It's up until she gets to her locker, to put away her bags and get her books, that it's like that. She'll probably take a moment to calm herself, to inhale and exhale, and then she closes the locker, and has a little like, all right, I can do this, and heads to the first class. Yeah.
Okay. I will say that no one kind of stops you. I will also say,
luckily.
Yeah. Like, there's no kind of there's no kind of like, that's her, get her, or anything along those lines.
Pitchforks.
Yeah.
Please.
And yeah, I think the only other thing that will be kind of vaguely conversation, it's a small town, so I'm going off that idea. I imagine that there'll be some people talking about Rodney still being in the hospital, but hopefully discharged soon. You will hear probably from popular group as you like move past them or whatever, Cecilia, that he has woken up. So There's that.
Ooh.
And additionally, I imagine all four of you, with different amounts of insight into this, but we'll hear that a kid from school has been was like taken to the hospital last night and hasn't shown up. So of course everyone's like, oh, he died, he overdosed, you know, he was making a bomb and it actually blew up half of his house, you know, all the usual stuff that isn't true, but kids
All of the above.
yeah.
He made an
Yeah.
overdose bomb that blew up and killed him. Now he's in hospital.
All right, yeah. She'll make a little mental note of when the conversation turns to the questions and speculations about what happened to Arthur, she will quickly just like move on in the hallway. But when she hears the thing about Rodney having woken up, she will make a mental note to go pass by after school.
Mental note: quality time with Boo. Okay.
In the hospital.
I mean, you know, it's not going to be any more awkward than if it was anywhere else.
Okay. Yeah, Sheepy.
Yeah, prove me wrong. It's been like 3 or 4 times now.
Well, we'll see if I prove you wrong now, won't we?
So lessons. Nothing of note throughout the lessons. However, if you'd like to, I mean, at this point, I'm like, if you'd like to talk to each other, but I feel like Tori is kind of separated to a degree. Although you never know.
You
with
can
Tori.
still talk to her. She is
Yeah,
literally in
yeah.
proximity.
She's in proximity.
What I will say is that she's mostly waiting to talk to Bertrand, who she assumes she's going to see after school, because that's usually when he shows up.
Yeah. I think the people most likely to interact is going to be George and Will, as they have the same class together.
Oh, wait, I do need to talk to George and Will because they did me a solid with that lake water, is all I have to say.
Yeah. In that case, most likely...
Because, like, who else would have done it, right? Like, Tori's thinking, it's like, well, it had to be them.
Yeah, like, there's no other real explanation aside
Unless it
from,
was
like,
Bertrand, I guess? Yeah.
could possibly be Bertrand, but what we'll say for now is in biology, which is Leonard Wiggins, who, you know...
Oh, yes.
He is a little, you know, he's a little soft-spoken, he's very rambly. It's the
He's
perfect...
the droning on teacher, yeah.
Yes, it's a perfect scenario for essentially you all sitting there, and even if you're not sitting next to each other, Tori could 100% like just go and sit down in a chair next to them and open up conversation. So
I just bully whoever's usually there out of their seat, get them
Yeah.
to switch with me. Yeah.
and Mr. Wiggins doesn't notice. He's like on the chalkboard, on the blackboard, like.
He's got a lesson and he's teaching it, whether you're
Mhm.
listening or not. I know exactly the kind of teacher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think Tori like joins the table with George and Will at it. I imagine those like science lab tables, you know what I mean? Like they're like sort of higher up. They got like that little sort of bench seat looking thing, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bench, and you're all kind of facing the same direction.
And someone's fucking with a Bunsen burner.
yeah. Usually someone's like, yeah, messing with a tap or some shit. Usually.
Exactly. Yeah.
And she just like, yeah, she sort of slides in beside you guys, but brushing off whoever would usually sit there with a glare when they try and sit down, and
Yeah.
like directing them elsewhere.
Not that
Um,
anyone would usually sit there. It's probably like whoever the
You know what I
latest the
mean?
class
It's
gets
Yeah.
like
off
a
is sitting
a
there.
science
I was
seats
gonna
and
say.
shit. And when the lesson sort of starts up and Leonard's busy, you know.
The interesting thing about whales, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that was my bio 101, no shit. Then he showed us whales like playing with seals.
As I
Sorry.
always do, like, I don't know if you had this in the Americas, but I always had the shitty joke. The interesting thing about Wales is it's an amazing country full of, oh, I of course mean the animals, and you go, oh, for fuck's sake, not again.
I don't think I ever heard that one.
Yeah, no, it's a shitty
The
joke
idea-
that's
the
very
idea
popular
that
with biology
The
teachers.
idea that a North American country of any kind would care about Wales, the country, is hilarious. to
Well,
me.
until now,
I
like
don't
last
think
couple of
it was-
years, but
Well, yeah. Anyway,
yes.
Tori looks over at the pair of you and goes like, I don't know if you had anything to do with the water in the pool, but if you did, you saved my ass.
Will kind of looks over at Tori with giant fucking eyes and go,
Yeah.
way too loud. Yeah, that was us.
God damn it.
I probably
Will.
would like look up from my lab book, like, bro. Yeah, we just wanted to. It was like a joint idea. It was a gift. We saved. I mean, what though? What? Wait, what?
It was a good gift. Suffice it to say.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what's her name? Chelsea?
Chelsea?
I think.
Yeah. If that's what you're talking about, the chick that, you know.
Yeah. She tried to pull some shit, and it would have been much more successful if she didn't have, or if I didn't have that lake water in the pool. So, thanks.
Oh shit, she like challenged you to some weird fucking like swim race or whatever.
No, she tried to
people do.
drown me in the pool.
What? Probably way too loud. Sorry,
Yeah.
my throat is fucked up. But you know, like,
I
And-
feel like Tori is like
yeah. Sorry.
There's a classic like settle down, please.
I would love for Will to capitalize on what? Will just goes, can you explain that a little bit more, please?
So anyway, as I
For
was
some
saying,
reason, he's
Wales.
putting on his own accent like extra heavy.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to blend in some stupid way. I'm not
Oh,
my
entirely sure
God.
what he's trying to do.
But she says, yeah, she had some sort of power herself, and she thought it would be a smart idea to mess with me. So,
Like Chelsea? Chelsea?
yeah. Uh-huh.
that was unexpected.
Try to fucking like unalive you in the pool? Doesn't
Yeah,
she know you
apparently
like swim
she's-
for a living?
Well, whatever her power, she could make people do what she wanted. So I'm assuming she was just gonna try and drown me with it. Take over my
Oh,
position.
she was like,
Yeah.
what was it?
I mean, I don't know. A lot of wires and strings and whatever.
The question.
Gross.
Like when you two are whispering, Will comes in with, I have a question. You die in a
Yeah.
pool. Is that technically croaking? And he is very delighted with himself.
I'll probably like elbow him.
Ow!
Tori gives him a look like, what the fuck? You know, it's just like
No
that
one
look
knows
that's
what's
like-
going on except George and Joel.
yeah, there's just this
I'll
look
probably
like,
elbow and be like,
he's not usually this weird.
You fucked
Why
up.
why would she try to like you in a
Oh, she was busy just trying to be me, you know, take over my friends, my boyfriend, well, my ex-boyfriend, you know, that whole thing.
and the
petty
option was that?
Yeah, apparently.
I used to compare her to Airhead candies, but now I think it was too real.
Anyway,
I mean, you're
you
welcome.
saved
Holy
my
shit.
ass.
So wait,
You,
does lake water like give you extra like is it like,
You know,
like
last
caffeine?
time,
Do your
you know, when I was in the lake last time and the whole
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. Nope. Yeah.
that.
Wait, in the
But-
pool?
In the pool. Yeah,
You fit?
just. I made a hell of a mess. That place was.
What the fuck?
Well, it was a disaster zone when I last saw it, but I think Gray fixed it up for me.
Holy sh! I mean, that's like not normal, right? For like the girls like do that.
Do you do that? I feel like looks at George like, what the fuck question is that?
No.
Okay, well then you know it's not normal.
Should we call a cop or something?
No, we won't be seeing Chelsea again.
Oh yeah, she probably shit herself and ran at the same time, huh? It's a pretty alarming image. I mean, you're gorgeous. Like, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's different.
When Tori says we won't be seeing Chelsea again, Will just goes. Doesn't make
Tori
a
does
sound.
not-
He just stares at her.
Tori does not correct George. Is like, she ran away and she'll never be back thing. And just goes like, look, she won't be a problem. But
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
wouldn't
that'll
be your
happen.
problem after that either.
I don't think that'll happen every time I touch lake water. Just, you know, it was a stressful situation being almost drowned.
Yeah, like a knee-jerk. I mean, it's hard. It's like self-defense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if I could, you know, do something when someone tried to replace me, she tried to replace you at what? I still don't
Pretty
understand
much.
that. I don't know what I would do, but I wouldn't be okay with it.
I feel like the
Probably.
response is very like, that's the like, it's petty, like lower classman shit, you know, like younger kid shit, like trying to replace the senior.
Literally, like
Oh yeah.
the idea of it. That's
Um,
sick. Well, bon
basically just-
voyage, string
basi-
lady.
I basically just wanted to say, you know, you did me a really big solid there. So if you need anything from me, just ask, okay?
Oh no, dude. No, it was just like a we can, so we did kind of thing.
Sure,
You know.
but still.
Side note, do I have to do that again? Is it like,
Uh,
did you like?
Well, a lot of it was all over the deck by the end, so I don't know.
How did you explain that to the school?
Like I said, Bertrand tidied it up for me.
Oh shit, he's like works for the school district or some shit.
I have no idea what he did. I'm gonna talk to him after school, I think.
You don't know? Weren't you there?
Listen, I was kinda out of energy after the whole transformation thing. It's a little close.
Oh, yeah. I could see. And, like, you kind of did it in, like, a bathtub. I didn't mean for that to happen, but, Will, you didn't know that was what fucking happened, did you? She looks at him with, like, hella accusing eyes, like... Okay, yeah, that was not art. I just thought, like, you know... The pool smelled like... ass and chemicals. And you seemed chill in
Yeah.
the lake. I don't know. It seemed like a nice thing. I didn't mean... If that's, like, the thing, I won't do it again.
No. Definitely do.
Sick. Okay. Yeah, but like the like so like, do you know, like she's gonna like do the head. Do you like do you know the thing in the lake? Because the lake went down a little bit, and I just like kind of don't want it to eat me while I'm.
You mean the Kanyamba?
Oh, that yeah.
I mean, I don't know it, but I don't. If you're acting in my best interest, I don't think it'll have a problem.
Sick, because I totally like talked to the water and said that, and I told Will I'd kill him if he laughed, and he didn't. Good job, bud.
Listen, all I wanted to say is if you need anything from me, let me know. And also, don't worry about Chelsea. I handled that.
Yeah, no, sick. That's probably dope. Cause like, who else would she want to replace? What a neurotic fool.
Not
So
you, I
she
don't
tried
think,
to
George, but
drown you.
she thought it was like ironic or something.
Oh, she was actually trying for a supervillain arc. Precious.
Yeah, kinda.
She smelled like a baby whore anyways. I'm kind of fine with it. You know,
Tori
like
just
when
kind
someone
of,
passes you in
Tori
the
just kind
hall.
of agrees, like a little heavy on the.
Yeah, like she passed me in the hall sometimes and I felt like I had to eat whatever she bathed in. I don't know, fuck. It's like cotton candy and cocaine. I'm glad you're okay.
I
Are
know
you
those
like
kind
okay?
of people when they have so much perfume it feels like you're being maced. Is that what we're? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like
got the
it
idea.
coats the inside of your mouth. Yeah, it
Look,
smells
it's
like a
just
Victoria's
it's,
Secret.
It's literally the whole like, the first year of doing any of that shit, you always fuck it up so bad, right? Like.
Oh yeah, trying to put makeup on when no one's taught you. You like put yourself in a cloud of perfume and you're like, maybe in an hour it'll still be there.
Yeah.
So, anything else? Or
I
should
believe
we-
class can move on.
Yeah,
Should
class
be, yes.
moves on. The only thing I'll note is when class is let out and you leave and are heading to the next class, outside the door is a slightly younger looking girl, probably the year below. I don't know if you leave together, but I will say, Tori, you do recognize her vaguely as someone who was hanging around with Chelsea when Chelsea, after the basketball game, especially, because you were kind of like locked on at that moment. And she was one of the hangers-on with Chelsea in like Chelsea's group. And she's like holding her books and waiting a little bit like nervously, it looks like. And when you walk out, depending on, well, either way, if you're with George and Will or not, she kind of like pipes up and says, hey, tries to like catch your eye, says, hey, hi, do you mind if we talk for a second?
Who are you?
Oh, Crystal. Crystal Chase.
Can George do like the slide by with the eyes, kind of like what the
Yeah.
fuck, as this is happening, like acknowledging it, but oh, sorry.
Okay, Crystal. What
Um,
can I do for you?
Oh, sorry, I just wanted a quick word, in private, if you don't mind.
I'm right here.
Okay. And she kind of leans in a little bit nervously, and she says, "Look, I just wanted to talk to you quickly. I'm not gonna do anything about it like anytime soon or anything. I just wanted to make sure you're okay with it. Like maybe in a month in the future or something when it's all when everything's kind of passed and okay. Would you mind if I asked Aaron out?"
Tori, I think takes a moment to think about it. There's a perfectly spaced moment of tension, as you do to like provide a little fear.
Yeah.
And then I think she just goes, "Do whatever you want. I'm done with him."
Okay. Yeah, obviously, it's not going to be anytime soon, but I thought I wanted to talk to you about it first. Because, obviously if you weren't okay with it, I was going to leave it.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Wait. And then do whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, as long as that's okay, then I guess,
Yeah, just keep your whole thing out of any of my other business. I've had enough of you. I don't know what the grade under senior is for fucking American high school. I can't remember.
11.
Whatever.
yeah.
Junior.
I've had enough of you, like juniors, acting like you're hot shit. Okay.
Oh,
So just keep your shit out of keep it all out of my business. do whatever you want.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't need to clarify that for you. Just hear what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, we've never talked before. Just if
Yeah, did I say I've had enough of Crystal? I said I've had enough of you juniors.
oh,
Yeah?
okay. Okay.
Okay. We clear? All right, good. I got places to be. So,
Yeah.
Is that it? You want to
Um,
ask me about any other exes that you want to date or
No. I don't know. Do you just want me to tell that to everyone?
I don't think everybody needs the reminder, and if they do, I'll make sure they know.
Okay. If you want to send a message to anyone specifically, I don't mind, passing it on. Is there someone you've been having a problem with in my ear? Because, I'm kind of like the...
What part of this conversation and the tone that I have right now makes you think staying here and talking to me is the perfect answer?
I
Like,
I don't know, I just
you
didn't
have-
realize you had a problem
you have
with...
the answer. You have the answer to my question.
Yeah.
Or your question. Fuck off.
Okay. And she, backs down, and when she, goes over to, there's, a group of girls who, the year below, juniors, she kind of goes over to them, and they start whispering everything as she,
Tori's already not paying attention. She doesn't care what this girl does.
Okay. And then you carry on. And
Yep.
next lesson, and that will take us to, lunch. So, lunch. George, you have been told to go to the counselors during lunch break, but obviously you can go get lunch and everything as well. Who's going to the I was going to say mess hall, but that's not what it's called. That's that would be like if you were in
The military.
in the military.
God,
school
Sheepy.
is this?
Suddenly into Krima.
Yeah. Who's heading into the lunch hall?
I guess Will go lunch. He's probably calmed down a little bit by now,
Yeah.
and some food will probably be good for him. So yeah,
He'd probably be tired as
Yeah, and
hell.
maybe some.
Not that I would
munchies?
know.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
You're
yeah,
Like
gonna
if
wanna
if
eat
he
a
doesn't
lot.
smoke pot
Yeah.
regularly
Yeah.
and he smoked theirs, at this point he'd be yawning uncontrollably and literally unable to stop chewing on anything that got in his mouth.
yeah.
Because you
So,
know
Will
that
will
stuff
get some
is
food.
not the beginner shit either,
Yeah.
right?
no.
Joe don't fuck around.
I think it was the equivalent of Will getting on like the 5-meter trampoline and going cowabunga into the fucking deep end.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting on the diving board in front of Tori and being like, "Look, it's this easy."
So to set it up, I'd say separately because different classes and stuff like that. All four of you do head to the lunch hall, and I imagine George and Will are sat down on a table by themselves, possibly with Joel, but possibly not. He does have a tendency to wander if he's not looked after.
Yeah.
And with Cecilia and Tori either sat at their own tables. Tori, you might be with all of your mates, as ever. Cecilia, you might be with all of your mates, alone.
Wow.
I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry.
I was expecting the alone part. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting the with all your mates before it.
Yeah.
You
So
expected me to say alone, not to rub it in.
So, the only thing that will be slightly time sensitive will be George having to go to see the counselor. Aside from
I
that.
assume it's usually like make it there halfway through lunch or whatever. They
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
make
yeah.
kids not eat.
Yeah, you've got enough time for a conversation or two, and just chilling and eating. So,
I have a plan.
okay.
So
Nervous.
I would imagine I just start like killing the entire lunchroom.
She calls on all the animals like evil Snow
Just
White.
just
I've been
frickin'
preparing for this.
birds flying through the window
Yeah.
and
Hawks and shit.
yeah.
No, not that. Way more friendly than that. I would imagine that at the farm they have some form of produce as well that they have from the animals.
Yeah.
So like, God, what would it be? I guess like milk and
Milk, eggs.
eggs
They
and
probably make bread or something. I would imagine
Yeah.
that's most farmers make jellies or
God,
something.
I imagine we're a household that makes their own bread.
Oh, absolutely. You probably have
because
like a
it's-
cellar with canned fruits and stuff.
I imagine my mom being like, it's way healthier to make your own bread than
And jam. Jams.
yeah. All right,
Yep,
perfect.
jams,
So
yeah.
Pate.
Yeah.
so those things, little small portions of them,
Yeah.
all packed together in a little
That's so
basket.
cute.
Cecilia would have 2 of them, and she would like, yeah, I know.
So happy about this.
And with both of them, she will head into the lunchroom, and head towards the table, or I guess outside, where George and William would sit.
Yeah.
Because in her mind, I imagine that she remembered the small times when she noticed that George has a difficult time paying for food and stuff.
Mhm.
And then would
Sees everything.
and then would probably, no offense, not know if she would have to do something different for Williams or just do the exact same and be like, that's equal. That's best.
Picture William kind of like a scrawny nerd, you could assume.
It's like, what else am I supposed to do, right?
Clearly malnourished.
So, that in mind, she will head out to them during lunch, and when she gets near, she like just puts them down like in front of them, like just like lowers them, and just says like, "It's to thank you for yesterday."
Just no sweat.
Yeah.
I think George is frozen like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, pretty
See,
much.
like this is
Will has the same look. and
Katie's
just goes,
reaction right now. This is
If there's like a silent moment like that, it'll definitely linger. And then Cecilia will go, I'm planning to tell him, that I'm not gonna work with him anymore.
Well, that's probably a good idea. You could ask him
Dude,
beforehand
if he fucking, like, kills
what
her,
he
though.
knew, like how sure he was, because if he says he's 100% sure, then he was lying.
But yeah, I'm gonna ask him if it was his intention to send me to kill a teenage boy. But
is that safe?
regardless, like I'm just gonna nicely tell him that I'm not gonna work with him anymore. I just wanted you to know that.
I mean, like, do you want backup or something?
What would I need backup? It's not like he's gonna like flip out at me if I just politely tell him I'm not gonna work with him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would never
His-
send someone to kill you, because he would never send someone to kill a child.
I'm sure
I
he
don't know.
wouldn't.
Right?
I mean, I
just,
can
like,
still
be
offer to. I
careful,
can still
please.
offer to help him on like side jobs if it doesn't involve killing people. Like as a compromise, I guess. But like, I'm not. I don't know. I just.
That might be smart. I don't know, man. Like you don't. How do I say this? You don't seem like someone easily swayed, and he gotcha. I would just be safe, okay?
If it like assures you I wasn't mind controlled or anything, so like
Good. That's
That's not
good, because
the-
that'd be bad. I don't know what he is or what he does. That. Ew.
I mean, as far as I
Ew.
know, he isn't anything.
Really?
Yeah,
Not even milk bread.
not
Huh.
even what?
Milk
No.
bread. The like
I don't know, but like as far as I know, that's the whole reason he has the magic stuff.
dude, Will, have you ever tried to like on him?
No. No, I
I
haven't.
wonder if you could like tell.
Oh, I'm sure I'd see something.
Cause like he straight up, like he hit us with that fire shit, like unprovoked. I don't know, man. He seems like someone would get pissed if someone else tried to take away his things.
I don't know
Yeah,
what you're
that was-
talking about, but I'm nobody's thing, and nobody's taking me away. I'm just gonna go up to
No.
him and just nicely tell him that our collaborative work, possibly, most likely, 90% of it ends here.
Maybe do it in a public place, like a full classroom of children or something. You know,
I guess. I mean,
just in case. I mean, it can't hurt not to.
look, like we'll see. But either way, I was just planning to do that after school today, and there's like plenty of people in school. Like nothing could possibly happen in one single room in high school when there's still tons of people there. No murder could possibly happen then, and no one would notice, right? That's like that just
Maybe.
totally wouldn't happen. So like it'll be fine. I'll do it after school and I'm sure like the principal is still around and stuff. And like plenty of after school activities.
I mean, we're usually like chilling out front, so like, if you need anything, we're around.
If I'll scream twice, you'll hear it.
Oh yeah,
But I won't, because it won't be necessary.
yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, but like, better to be safe than sorry, because things have gotten really unpredictable as of late, I guess.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. And she like points at the baskets and she's like, yeah. I'll go on now. So have a good lunch. Bye. And she turns around and walks back inside. Off to her next target.
Right when she turns around, Will goes, "Oh, well, thank you," and then just dives into the food.
I mean,
I'll probably like kind of scoot it towards myself and start looking at it like, is this like magic potions or some shit? She giving us witch gifts?
If you don't want it,
Eat this and you'll die.
He's like smeared in jam and cracker crumbs already. Like, oh, I
it's
guess
chili
not.
dogs today, and it's just
And George like looks at her half mangled like piece of bread with a sad piece of bologna between them, and then the basket, kind of like tosses the sandwich, like poison or not.
I mean,
Looks pretty tasty.
I have to say, you didn't even need to get to Rodney to prove me wrong. Like, that was unawkward as hell.
I think it was okay.
Yes, but that was
think it went
okay
fine.
for Cecilia, as opposed to, regular.
What can I say? Almost murder changes a girl.
It's true. It's true.
So does murder.
Back to the almost murder, more murdered, more murderer.
So I believe that Cecilia is moving to Tori.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Tori, are you with Gaggle of Group, or are you?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta every couple of days at least. You gotta make sure you reestablish your leadership position, and I've been lax recently, so you know, just reasserting.
And super wavered by Spindly bitch.
Yeah, I mean nobody seems to remember that, so that works for me.
Yeah. I would say like a bit before Cecilia turns up, as you're all sitting there and chatting and everything. Laura actually turns to you and says, "Oh, by the way, Tori, one of Crystal's groups, you know, the I don't know, head of the girls in the year below, in the
Sure.
juniors, came up to me and said that Crystal was looking for you."
Yeah, I already talked to her.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind then.
She just wanted to ask about Aaron, as does every girl who thinks she has a shot. So.
Oh, does someone other than Crystal come to talk to you about that?
No, but they will.
True. At least they're coming to talk, right? Instead of just.
I mean, if they didn't, I'd rain hell down on them so fast that they wouldn't have a chance to even think about it. So, really, coming to talk to me is the best option that they have.
Yeah, I can see that happening. You gonna be at practice, by the way?
I hope so.
Okay. It kind of sucks to not have our captain there.
Yeah, I just been. Family has just been like a whole thing. And, you know, my mom is like.
Your mom, yeah.
My mom. So.
Okay. Well, I don't think we need like anything, any kind of special drills or anything. I think we just need to stay sharp.
Yep. Just keep working at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope to be there.
And Nicole like pipes in and says, "You know, Mr. Wiggins says that we originally came from the sea. Like originally, like when like years ago.
You mean like evolution?
Yeah. So like apparently somehow we were like monkeys in trees, and then we were fish in the sea. And I'm like, I just don't see that connection, you know?
I think
like,
you got that backwards, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Fish first,
Fish,
then monkeys.
then monkeys, then us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a weird like progression, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Oh. And she kind of like stares off in the distance, like cogs turning, but it's smoke coming out of her ears a little bit. And that's around about.
She's just contemplating existence.
Yeah, that's around about the point that Cecilia rocks up.
Beforehand, did I just hear that correctly? That tonight is swimming practice?
No, tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Okay, sure.
Which is the same day that I'm supposed to go to the thing with, like,
Sorry.
you know, I've got lots of.
To the
I
thing
also
with
gotta
who?
refill that pool, man.
Renee.
The
Renee
Oh
pool,
yeah,
sports
shit.
thing.
for the record, you went to check out the pool enough to see that the pool is normal levels, and you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, nothing's wrecked or.
Does it
ruined.
smell like
Yeah, I was
chlorine?
gonna say the same. Can she
Um,
tell if it's nice water or chlorinated?
if you went to check, I couldn't tell you, but it really depends whether you like.
She didn't really. It was just like, oh, everything's cleaned up. Okay, good. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
But you would you would smell that if you just like if
I
you
mean,
just
honestly, you would smell
walk
chlorine.
into the room, you would smell the
If
chlorine, right?
If it's freshly chlorinated, you don't smell anything.
Oh.
Well,
Chlorine
and
doesn't-
also
chlorine
there
doesn't have a
That's
smell.
true. Oh my
there'll
didn't
also
know
be
that.
like the lingering from when it was. So
Yeah. Okay, yeah. True.
it's all
Uh,
good. I'm happy for her to be
George didn't
outside.
suck out all the air as well.
Kirby.
I know. It's
Yeah.
probably like impermeated into the stone and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Now that I am full clear on that. Cecilia like hasn't had a lunch with her this entire time.
Mm.
Like it's like she's on little missions and like she hasn't eaten yet.
Yeah.
So she walks up to the table. Like Elf, tell me this: does Tori sit at like end of the table or like just somewhere in like between people in the middle?
I always imagine like these high school lunch benches. You know what I mean? There's no like end necessarily.
It tends to be
like
the sides.
she's gonna be in the middle of this group, right? Like she's the central focus. It's like
in one of the benches, just in the middle between people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great. Cecilia just walks up there, goes to like the bench where Tori is sitting, and just like goes to stand straight next to Tori and just does the little like excuse me, yeah, excuse me, and like taps the person next to Tori like a bit on the shoulder to like motion them to shuffle to the side a bit. And she like says to Tori like, I'll just 1 minute, just like
And
Tori like reinforces your motion by being like, yeah, just like it's all good.
It's like little excuse me, yeah, sorry,
Rebecca like shuffles down. Everyone kind of like looks at you and says, "Oh, hey, Cecilia," and Nicole like shakes herself out of her like gazing off into the distance. She's like,
contemplative reverie. Yeah.
Hey, Cece, how's Rodney?
Hey, he's in the hospital. And she turns to Tori. And
wow.
What's up?
She goes, okay, so remember like that some time ago now, like maybe a week or more, I don't remember quite. Yes, I do. A week ago. You like asked me about the swimming team, right? And like,
yeah, I remember.
I mean, you suggested that it would help. I would help you if I joined the swimming team, right?
I mean, you would help the team.
But like, you came to ask me, so like I would help you as well because you came to ask me, right?
You know that the swimming team is a popular option, right? Me asking you is kind of a favor to you, really.
Yeah, but would I be helping you if I joined?
What are you getting at?
Well, because I thought that you insinuated, and it kind of felt like I would help you if I joined the swimming team, which is like perfectly fine, which is like what I would want to do, right? So like that's what I'm asking. Like if it helps you if I join the swimming team, then I'm gonna join the swimming team, right? But it's just been crazy busy. But like I just had to think of it, like it would be nice if I could help Tori by joining the swimming team right now. So that's why I'm just like asking you right now here, just like a minute of your time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, okay, great. Then like I heard like next practice would be like tomorrow, so I can like totally squeeze it in and be there. So I'll be there.
Tori's like a little nonplussed, like what the fuck is going on? She's like, cool, I'll see you there.
All right, awesome. I'll see you there. And she like turns to the side to look at the group, like thinks about the Rodney thing, about how she ended it, and then just thinks like, nah, it's fine. And she stands up and she like walks away.
Sorry, would you be okay with me flourishing a little Cecilia thing just as part of that whole diatribe and walking away?
You can go ahead and suggest it.
I feel like she would just like as she did, barrel through that entire thing, and Tori would be like, yeah, that's fine. She's like, okay, cool, see you then. Here's some jam, and just like donk down a glass of jam down on the table and walk off, and everyone's just there like,
some jam.
Yeah,
Bye.
It would probably not be like here's some jam, but just be like, oh yeah, by the way, I still have this, and
yeah,
she like just puts
like,
it on the table.
Just like smack down some jam for them on the table and walk
I still
off.
have this.
Yeah.
You can have it.
And then as Cecilia walks off, the group is just like staring at the jam like, what just happened?
Yeah, very like
And she, I would imagine if there would be anyone watching, she would be walking to the exit door, but then would like stop as if like you can visibly see the realization that she hasn't eaten lunch yet. So like as she gets to the exit door, she turns around and swiftly walks back to the like line.
Yeah.
Her mission personality gives me life.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any more for anyone before we hit the like middle of lunch where George is gonna have to go to the counselor? Okay. George.
Yep.
Counselor Ho?
Counselor Ho.
Alrighty.
You just call George a hoe?
Well,
I
I guess
appreciate
I called
that.
the counselor a ho, technically.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
Depends on where your punctuation is, but yeah.
So, you head to the counselor's office?
Sorry, I just have an idea in my head of like King Arthur, Counselor Ho. All right, that's it.
So you head to the counselor's office. You get there. There's occasional like teachers walking back and forth into the staff room and everything. You walk in. You knock. What's the?
I think the normal thing is to sit on the tiny bench outside the door and wait for them to welcome you in so you don't interrupt an appointment.
Yeah. There's no one sitting there. Currently waiting.
Probably just sit.
Okay. In that case, maybe like a couple of minutes pass, and then the door like clicks open, and a woman with like a quite dangly like bob haircut, and kind of big platform heels, and like a black kind of pantsuit with like a kind of shirt jacket thing and big suspenders, pops her head out and says, George Cade?
She'd probably like look up and look over and kind of to herself be like, yeah, not under her breath, in her mind be like, oh god damn it.
Yeah.
And get up and kind of do the trudge in.
You recognize Bella.
Oh yeah.
Uh-uh.
It just means there's more people in a counselor's office now that wanted to see her, and she's a teenager. Like, bad news all around.
And she goes and sits down behind the desk and says, I am the new school counselor.
It'd be pretty weird if you weren't.
Yes. So, I have been asked to talk to some of the students. Went through the files and I thought it was worth us having a word.
Why?
Because you stand out. And
That's
also
unfortunate.
because I think we should talk again, see how you're doing.
Oh.
So how are you doing?
Tired.
As a sidebar, I'm not putting on the accent. This is the accent she's using. It's a British accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the I'm not putting on the face. George going, oh, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
But you're an adult and I'm never going to ask.
Good.
What? I said hungry.
Hungry. Didn't
Tired.
you just have lunch?
15 minutes to inhale a piece of bread was a great time, but thank you so much for interrupting that.
Well, I'm sure you can grab something after we're done here. This shouldn't take too long. How are things at home?
Homie?
I'm sorry, is that an American term of endearment, or...?
I think it's a way of saying normal without saying normal.
Right. So why didn't you say normal?
I like to broaden my personal lexicon occasionally.
Wonderful. Your mother's still working nights?
Yeah,
Not home that often?
I wouldn't know.
Are you not home that often?
If I can help it,
Who looks after your little sister?
the TV.
Okay. And how are you doing with everything that's happened recently?
Define everything.
Possession by supernatural entities, having to control, capture, remove other entities, confrontations with said entities, reasonably worrying instances of supernatural occurrences, all of those type of things.
Honestly, the only thing that's really hung on my mind is watching this one woman like crush a god.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, it was maybe the most outstanding thing I've seen so far, but other than that, considering I'm surviving.
That's good.
Is it?
Oh, and for the record, not actually a god, just kind of manifestation of a deity, legend, mythology.
Okay. Is that all you wanted?
Well, I was waiting for you to expand a little bit on how you were doing. Sorry, have you not spoken to a counselor before?
I don't mean to point out the obvious, but I'm a 17-year-old girl. I don't talk to anyone if I can help it.
Well, it wasn't my experience of being 17, but okay.
That might have been a long time ago for you.
A little while. So, in terms of dealing with what you have, you don't feel overwhelmed, don't feel stressed. It's not too much for you so far?
No.
Good. Well, as enlightening as it has been to have this conversation, I mostly just wanted to check in. Actually, what about your friends? The other, was it 3, 2? The other 2, yes.
Aren't they students at this school?
Yes. So they
Sounds like you could probably talk to them yourself.
Well, but I've got you here.
That's divulging personal information that's not mine to divulge.
I'm sure you could manage it.
They're fine.
Dealing right with everything?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Shockingly well, to be honest.
It
Like,
can be difficult.
Ridiculously unfazed.
It can be a lot to take on board. It sometimes takes a little bit of a while to fully understand what's going on and,
So you think they could be, like, in shock?
Very possibly.
Yeah, that would explain a lot. Seems to be a whole lot of, like, let's go back to normal as fast as possible, which is like, how, though? But, whatever.
Human beings are remarkably resilient. You can be in a life or death battle one night, and then the next day you're having coffee at a coffee shop.
Yeah. Are we all gonna become like serial killers? Because this all seems like set up to, royally traumatize a child.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd say we all turned out fine, but
Did you?
No, not really.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I hope I end up on the less evil side of the scale. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, if you're ever interested in getting into some form of mercenary work, I can help you open the door. Earns quite good money. It's a good way to pass the time. And there's always, a city or two that needs removing.
Do I have to graduate high school?
No, technically not. I mean,
Sick.
it's not like you.
I'll think about it.
It's not like you require a diploma or anything for it, right?
You never know. I don't know what your background check kind of shit is.
No. You work for yourself mostly, and take on
She's
contract
thinking like
work.
applying for McDonald's,
Yeah.
by the way. You know, like a paper application where you put your fucking social security number.
All you need
Yeah,
is the
stick that into your mercenary work,
Yeah.
you know.
Here are my references: Satan, Mr. Knight.
all you need is the right contacts, and you're good to go. And obviously the right abilities, tools at your disposal.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you straight up say I could swallow a little town?
Or two.
Yeah, so like whatever.
Yeah.
I'll consider it. I think I like have to finish school. My mom goes to jail or some shit if I don't. I don't know. Why are you a school counselor now? Why would you want to do? Why?
Oh, well, it's a favor.
Why?
Why is it a favor?
Yeah.
Because I was asked to come and take this position, and I said, okay, sure.
Oh, so like, but still permanently.
Probably not forever. I do intend to move on once everything here has been settled, but for the foreseeable future, I will be the school counselor.
How do you deal with just talking to kids all day? That sounds horrible.
It's very much like dealing with supernatural monsters.
Yeah, that tracks.
Is it the BO?
Sometimes it is
It can
the
be
smell.
pretty deadly, man.
Yeah. But in general, you know, you have volatile beings that are very unpredictable and hard to reason with.
Yeah, we're pretty stupid sometimes.
I didn't say that.
You don't have to. It's fine. I think it's pretty known. Right?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Just making sure it wasn't our school. It's full of idiots. I don't know. I don't get out much.
It doesn't really change much once you get out of school and into the workforce and into adulthood. The only
figured.
difference is that the stupidity is kind of cemented.
Oh, that's horrible.
Hmm.
That's significant. I mean, that's like notably worse. Yes.
To a degree.
Because instead of just being like naively stupid, now they're like confidently stupid.
Oh, confidently stupid, yes.
So like, it never gets better then.
It depends how you deal with it. But if you decide to kind of join society and become a part of it and everything, yeah, no, I'd say it gets worse.
Damn. I mean, we can't really do that though, right? I don't really like.
It's difficult. Possible.
Like, I picture like Tori getting in a fender bender and just like, you know, like heads out the top of the thing and like that. I don't. How do we do that? I don't think we get to do that.
Yeah, it can be difficult, but there are ways and ways.
I suppose. I mean, I don't really have to worry about that though. You know that, right?
Right.
You probably know that part, yeah. So like, whatever. Maybe I could be like a travel food blogger. Huh. That'd be kind of funny, right?
Sure.
I'm joking.
Well,
The internet is expensive, and I'm never gonna afford that shit.
And a fad. It will never catch
it
on.
will never catch on.
Al Gore invented it. No one listens to that guy.
I think for the moment you can probably just look to the next year or so, and if you're intending to finish high school, getting through high school, and considering what to do after that. Have you considered university?
No. Why would I do that?
I feel like you should consider it, even if you immediately say, nah.
What? If I immediately say nah, you mean drop dead on the graduation stage?
Or just, it's not a viable thing for you.
I mean, if it's anything like this, I'd rather not spend my last 5 years on the planet doing it.
Understandable. You only have a set amount of time on this world.
Yeah. And that sounds terrible. Also, it's expensive. Are you kidding?
It is expensive.
My mom's a night nurse, dude. That's not on the cards for me. I'm gonna work at the bar down the street, if I'm lucky.
Well, there's worse things than bar work.
There's always something worse, but that doesn't make things great.
Oh, absolutely true, yes.
So, like, you're a school counselor for kids and a mercenary. That's
Favorite
cool.
combo.
Well, I'm a mercenary who is currently filling in as a school counselor. I don't really
Yeah, which makes
think...
you a school counselor, like, currently, right?
Technically speaking, I guess yes.
That's just, like, a lot. You ever want to, like, kill a kid?
What makes you think I haven't?
Nothing. I just thought maybe, like, you would get mixed up. Like, you'd go to do a mercenary thing, but accidentally come to school and be like, pop, pop, oops.
I mean, I wouldn't kill anyone unless I'm paid to.
Shit, how do you find people to pay you to kill people? That's sick.
Right contacts. If you ever need, I can put you in contact with the right people. Or could work as a middleman for you. Set you up with
Yeah, I'm
jobs.
good.
Alright.
For now, thanks for the offer. Haven't quite reached that point in my life where I've wondered, contract killing or not.
Not really contract killing.
What really is it?
Mercenary work.
Isn't that doing mildly nefarious things for money, such as murder?
Yes.
Just clearing that up.
Admittedly, it is a slightly matter of definitions, but it sounds a little bit better than contract murder or
Oh, sure, yeah.
assassin, etc.
Assassin makes you sound like a video game. Doesn't sound real.
Right.
Fun, though. Potentially.
Yeah. How about you? Have you
Sick.
killed anyone?
Not that I'm aware of,
No?
but I've kind of actively avoided it. May have slayed a few fish the other day.
Mm.
That was an accident. What? Why? Did someone say I killed somebody? I
No,
didn't fucking kill anybody.
No, I'm just wondering.
You can check.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. No, why? What kind of question is that? Do you ask all the students that? Is that like a survey? Like,
Just
what's your
just the
star sign?
ones
Have you
who-
killed anybody?
Just the ones who happen to contain a dangerous beast that is, to a certain degree, uncontrollable.
And is that a lot of us?
A couple?
That's not comforting.
Well,
Uncontrollable? Like other ones?
do you feel in control?
See 17-year-old female statement.
Right.
But I mean, in terms of like the norm, like this is about as good as it gets. Should it be worse?
It can be.
How do I prevent that?
I don't know.
Oh,
If you figure it out, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit lucky. Mine is merely an idea essentially. Touch something, change how much it weighs, make it lighter, make it heavier. It's quite easy. I don't.
Lucky you.
I don't end up in a void of my own mind and being taken over and.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of a nice little nap.
Hmm.
I didn't have to like learn how to use anything. Seems like the rest of the guys had to kind of like get the hand of something when I just kind of like, tag someone else in.
And you're still working for Mr. Ashford?
Working is a word, but yeah.
Okay.
I do stuff for him if he asks. Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that's going well.
It's all right. I mean, it hasn't been bad yet. Bad. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, I heard that he'd picked up a little knock, by the way.
A what?
A knock, like injured.
Oh, yeah. Man, that was like 3 days ago. I completely forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty gnarly. But he said it was fine, so I guess it's fine.
Oh, good.
But I mean, if you wanted to take a look at it, he literally has a hole through his shoulder.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen him for a little bit. I'll see if I can pop in and.
He might be dead. It was pretty bad.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure he's at school today, so.
Oh, well then maybe he's not. I mean, I was just saying, like.
Right, but he's a little bit worse for wear.
He made a grunt and a pain sound. That didn't seem characteristic.
Okay.
And there's a hole in his body, Is she like roundabouts where it was in the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a hole there. To the other side.
It happens, unfortunately.
Oh. I don't want that.
No, it's best to avoid that type of thing, yes.
Cool. What put a hole? Like, what exactly can do that?
Pretty much most of them, really. It's not that uncommon to have something that can punch a hole through you.
I can't punch a hole through anything.
No. But you can do other things.
Oh. It seems like very feast or famine. It's like, swallow a town or like a lake. There's no like middle ground, you know what I'm saying? It's decimate or gurgle.
Yes, it is not ideal, definitely.
No, I feel kind of like the nuke in a war. Like someone needs to just put me in heavy water for a bit, you know what I'm saying?
If we find a way.
I wasn't being serious. Like, please don't put me in heavy water.
I don't think heavy water would really do much.
Oh, that's... Really?
Yeah.
We just learned that that's literally what keeps nukes from nuking.
Right, but you could just inhale it all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Drink the delicious heavy water.
Odd.
If you think of it in a certain way, like you could even consume a nuke.
I don't want to.
No,
I mean,
no, I wouldn't advise it. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
it's a
okay, yeah.
possibility.
Wow.
Do it or no balls.
I wonder, like, is whatever's inside of me gonna get hungry if I just like don't do it?
I think as long as you can manage to maintain a reasonably even mentality, you should be fine for a while.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, this has been very illuminating. Thank you. I don't think I will need to call you anytime soon, but I will probably check up with you in the future.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know anything about anybody else, but like, they kind of stay away from me. I stay away from, I just...
Well, for now, you're the top concern.
Concern. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just unfortunate.
Oh. Alright. So, you have any, like, daily affirmations or shit for me I need to do? Or like...
No, daily affirmations are pretty stupid.
I agree. I think you're gonna be pretty good at this counseling shit. She says she, like, gets up with her backpack, kind of like, this is the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. Is that... we cool?
Yeah, that should be about it. Goodbye, George.
Sick. Catch you later. Have fun. Bye. Slide out the door.
Slide out the door. And as you walk out, I don't know whether he's sitting or just literally like standing face to the door or whatever, but Will's there.
Yeah, Will's probably sitting on a bench or something
Yeah.
with Joel waiting for you to come out.
Sup? You ready?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Oh. I didn't know. I'm glad you didn't finish your chili dogs. Sorry, George, I ate your chili dogs. But
Bro, dude, where are the baskets? Did you eat the actual basket?
no. I was really hungry. I don't know why. I don't usually eat that much.
Oh. Bless your heart.
He had no idea what the side effects are.
She'll probably like put her arm around his shoulders. They kind of like trudge off to class like, what a
Yeah.
precious little sweet child and his immense munchies.
And you all head off to class and do classroom things. I don't think there's anything specifically to highlight in the classes. You do have an Ashford class. You do have a Knight class.
I want to talk to Bertrand.
I would say that most likely, well, not most likely, I would say that both of them don't do anything out of the ordinary, or
Okay.
anything along those lines. And we get, I think, to the end of the day, and with the day finishing, or the school day finishing, as people start to head out, I'm assuming that Cecilia will want to stay a bit to speak to someone, and I'm also assuming that George and Will want to stay for a bit to speak to someone. So,
Speak to someone?
yes, I'm assuming you'll want to speak to Ashford
Yeah. About the not killing the kid yesterday.
about the job and the book and
Oh, yeah.
That's handed down.
I told Cecilia we'd be waiting outside to listen for danger sounds. Because I forgot about that.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but
yeah,
If
okay.
we're in there with Ashford, then we'll hear danger sounds, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I might have just done
Oh wait,
Cecilia
Cecilia, you were going
dirty
to
and I
go
didn't
to
remember.
talk to not Ashford. You weren't going to go talk to Ashford. Wrong person. God damn it.
the classrooms are reasonably close, like not next to each other or anything, but the Mr. Knight thing is down the hall. If you wanted,
Perfect.
you could.
I mean, well, we wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah, if you wanted, you
Feel
could
bad.
kind of hang about the night outside. and wait for Cecilia to come out before you go see Ashford.
I mean, I don't know how long she's gonna be in there though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Fuck it, just do it simultaneously.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
we'd
so.
have to go tell him what the fuck happened. I'd probably just be like half present. Like I'd let Will do all the talking because I'd like, literally ear to the air, like listening for a scream or anything.
Yeah. In that case, we will start with Tori leaving the school and walking out. As you walk
My
out,
boy Bertrand.
it has started to rain. The clouds have fully like convened on the town now, and it's it's quite dark. There's no real like sunlight coming through. It's not nighttime yet, obviously. It's just very, very overcast and starting to.
Tori absolutely has an umbrella, and
Yeah.
it is absolutely bright pink.
Yes, and Bertrand absolutely does not have an umbrella and is standing there dripping wet in the rain.
Fucking wet rat.
Yeah, just kind of like hunched over and
Tori sort of approaches him under her umbrella and
puts his hand up.
says, "You don't look very comfortable."
No, but it started to rain after I left, so
Do you want to sit in the car?
can sit in the car.
She just sort of like waves towards her vehicle.
And he like lopes over and you sit in the car. So, how did you sleep?
Yeah, pretty well, I think. I got your note, and I don't remember much after the whole eating that girl thing.
Right. Well, you always sleep better on a full stomach, I've found.
Ha 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 ha. So, you wanted to talk to me?
I wanted to check in and see if you'd gone insane after killing that girl.
No. She
Good.
tried to kill me first. I think it's only fair.
She did.
I gave her lots of opportunities not to do what she was gonna do.
At least one.
Like 2 or 3 at least.
Oh.
Not my fault if she doesn't heed warnings.
I've dealt with people before who failed to heed warnings.
I bet.
One of the things I wanted to check is that you hadn't mentioned her today or asked anyone about her.
Nope. People seem to have forgotten, and I'm not going to bring that on myself.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. They have forgotten. Well,
I mean, I did mention it to George and Will, but
They
they didn't seem
will-
affected, so...
they will remember, but no one else will.
Alright.
Sorry, the chihuahua in one of the windows reacted. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
I know. I gotta get a zoom feature.
I was thinking, seeing as you appear to have very little interest in whatever it is that Ruben is doing, that you might be interested in working with me.
I mean, I said as much, didn't I? Last time we met up? That there might be stuff we could do together.
Things have happened since then that indicate to me you'd be actually suited as opposed to useful.
Yeah, when you say with, you don't mean for, do you? Because I don't really want to do working for.
I've got no real interest in having a business partner who works for me. It sounds like I'll have to do all of the work and take responsibility for your mistakes.
Well, then I'm open to the idea. What kind of work?
Most likely exorcisms, some of them real, some of them not. There'll be an occasional dealing with supernatural entities which can earn us money that will need some muscle. And while I don't have too much difficulty dealing with supernatural entities, I don't very often provide muscle. Having you on board would allow us to do more work, earn more money, and profit off this situation that's developing here.
You get that I can't do that whole monster thing all the time, right?
No, but you still are useful in the majority of situations, and you should, now that you have evolved to a certain point, be able to hold yourself pretty decently, even without taking a dip in your lake.
Yeah, and I suppose mind control is good no matter where you are.
Always useful.
I did suggest that to you before, but I'm glad to hear you're listening to it now.
Well, there's only so long you can work alone.
Alright, well, I'm willing to work with you, but, like, you gotta fill me in, you know? There's so much about all of this supernatural stuff I don't know the details on. You're experienced in this field. I'm just bringing power to the equation. You get what I'm saying?
And I can teach you what you need to know to be not only safe, but a force to be reckoned with. Not just in the town, but in general. So, why don't we go for a drive, and I will bring you up to speed.
I mean, it sounds like what I was gonna do anyway, so.
Let's be off. And he actually, like, straightens up very slightly. Not much, but very slightly.
Tori just, like, puts the car in gear, you know, and like, backs out.
As you, start up the car, the radio pops on, and you hear the tail end of a news report that says, 1 second. I can't remember his last name.
Who?
Arthur.
Oh, I don't know if we ever got a last name. I just got Arthur.
Okay,
Make one up.
Yeah,
Bridges.
make one up.
Police report, on the radio. Oh, wait, I might have a... I think this will... No, not that. This one? No.
Puka's a radio DJ now, motherfucker.
Okay, no, I don't have a radio currently on my thing, so imagine that this is coming out of the radio, which it is. So, yeah, police reports state that cause of death is unknown. It is very likely that he passed away sometime after reaching the hospital. The authorities ask that the family are left in peace for now, and they will release a full statement when they understand exactly what the cause of death is. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, go out to the family of Arthur, and we will report more when we are able. of course, and it goes on a little bit, and then it goes, it's essentially a little bits of other pieces of news, nothing too impactful, and then it says, and for the weather, things seem to be taking a turn towards the stormy, as rain clouds have appeared, not appeared, that's dumb, as rain clouds have been gathering across this part of the country, and have started to downpour quite heavily. We expect the next few days to be stormy, so if you are planning anything, try and plan for indoor activities. And then it goes off, and you drive off, and as that radio report fades, so too does Tori and Bertrand's drive, as he starts to fill her in on some things. So, we will go to Cecilia.
Yeah.
Cecilia.
Yeah. After school, God, I would I as a player know this is such a bad idea, but yeah. She would
Fall into it, girl. Just
go to Knight's classroom, where he would probably expect her regardless to talk about the job. So she would go there. No, I'm not chickening out, Sheepy. This is what she would do, Sheepy.
Okay.
I get nervous when I can always tell her posture. You get into CC posture.
So yeah, she would go to the classroom after school when a lot of the students have left. She would knock on the door.
And you'd hear enter.
Okay, she would open the door and immediately go without closing the door behind her.
Yeah.
Immediately go, not yelling, so just to make sure, not yelling, but just
decently
saying,
volume.
was it your opinion? Was it your intention to like send me to kill an innocent boy? And then she goes like, "Oh wait, hold up," and then she like goes to close the door because she forgot to.
Yeah. Mr. Knight is like looking down and writing in some books. And when you say that and then say wait a minute and close the door, he like puts his pen down and steeples his fingers and looks up. Sorry?
Oh, I was just asking if it was like your intention to have send me out last night to kill an innocent teenage boy.
Define innocent.
Oh, like he did some bad. He made some bad decisions, but like he wasn't. He was human. He wasn't a creature. He wasn't possessed.
This is true. But sacrifices must be made.
I don't like it. I don't see the necessity, the sacrifice here, because like the situation seemed pretty okay once the book was removed.
Unfortunately, it doesn't deal with the issue at hand. which is an overflowing and uncontrollable expansion of supernatural entities and activity. Therefore, we are under obligation to minimize that and to, ideally, get rid of it.
And that could have been, like, accomplished by destroying the book.
And the boy.
I don't really see how the destruction of a teenage boy was needed in this.
That is because you don't know everything, I'm afraid, Cecilia.
Yeah, but all right, that might be the case, but like I was expecting you as person who does know everything to I don't know, not send me out to just kill a teenage boy without it being necessary, I guess. Like it's different from the creatures and the entities. Like he was human. And I went in there and like for 15 minutes straight, like just talked to him like he was some demonic creature while he wasn't. He was a human boy.
This is true, but you didn't end up killing him, so...
But that was only because others interjected and showed me and reassured me that this boy was a boy and that the problem was the book. If I had gone in and just blindly followed, I would have killed him.
Right, but as is apparent in human society, when someone, for example, uses a gun to hurt someone else, we don't blame the gun. We destroy the gun, we take it away, we confiscate it, but we also punish the person who used it. It only makes sense, therefore, we extend that to all things.
With death toll? I mean, like, I punched him in the jaw pretty damn hard. I think he's gonna feel punishment, like, a long time. But
I wouldn't worry about his punishment anymore, he's been dealt with.
Yeah, luckily not as hard, and luckily to a hospital with a probably a broken jaw, but...
Yes, well. Is there anything else?
Yes, so I don't think these sorts of missions, the killing humans who could be saved, I think our cooperation and collaboration on those sorts of missions should maybe cease. I don't want to I don't want to kill innocent humans when they can be saved.
Well, I was actually going to say, I think it would be for the best if you maybe kept your head down for a while and weren't around.
There's like visible confusion here because she wasn't expecting the conversation to go this way.
I think our working relationship, apprenticeship, you could say, should be put on hold for an indefinite amount of time, as my colleagues are headed towards town. And given your reluctance to work within my methods, I think you'll find yourself very quickly in a tricky situation with my colleagues. I am considered to be reasonably middle ground.
Oh, all right. You're the colleagues you told me about that would not take lightly to me, for example. Why are they coming to town?
The situation has unfortunately got out of control. I am unable to manage it myself, and it has been deemed appropriate to send in kill squads.
Oh, right.
I'm a hunter. I'm not a killer.
They're not gonna come to the school or anything, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I can't skip school. Or was that what you were suggesting?
No, just be cautious for a while.
So I should be dodging out of the way of your colleagues. Because they're coming here and you will not do anything.
We can talk about this properly soon, maybe, but for now, my advice would be to head home, keep your head down, and just be on the lookout for anyone looking strange.
That's and she's struggling to just straight up say that's shit advice. So that's I don't okay, that I don't know how helpful that is to look out for anyone strange, but all right, sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I expected. All right, yeah. I think I'll go now. Yeah. All right.
And
And
he nods
and she shuffles out of the room, very uncertain, very confused.
yeah. And after a second, he sighs, puts his head down, and starts writing. And as George and William are standing outside, preparing to go and talk to, or possibly in the room talking to Mr. Ashford, outside, it is raining. And it's starting to come down heavier. As lightning flashes, we see illuminated a figure standing in the road quite a far ways away from the high school, but slowly walking down the road in that direction. As the camera hears
hush, hush. Don't tell me, 'cause it hurts.
And we'll end there for today.
Why you gotta be like that, man?
Yes.
Why you gotta be like
Finale next week. Whoa, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Okay, so we're going to a little bit rush through this.
Yeah, speed run the
Um,
shout outs because a bunch of us have to dip.
Yeah, so let's hit the shoutouts, let's hit the outro, and then everyone can go on about their ways. We'll talk about, maybe at the beginning of next episode, we'll talk about this one. So let's run through, starting with Elf, and Hot Potato and off as we go.
I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or on Twitter at DistractedElf. Go ahead, LZT.
Hi, I'm LZ. You can find me at Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and Blue Sky at Lima Zulu Tango, and you can find my website longno.se. So it's long nose, but there's a period before the SE, and you can check out my cool shit and use the code early20 for 20% off everything on the website. Go Katie!
My name's Classy Katie, otherwise known as CK, and you can find me on the millions of platforms that way. You should sub to the Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Syrinx, how you doing?
Yo, I normally make jokes here about where you can find me. I'm not gonna do that because it takes up time now and inspiration. So you can just find me on Twitter and Instagram today as Syrinx as such, and I'll get back with a joke next week or something. I'll take it back to Sheepy.
Oh yeah, I'm Sheepdog. This is Wandering In. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, comment, patron, subscribe, patron, join patron, be patron, have patron. Thanks for watching. We need to go immediately because some people have to dip. But next week is the finale, so if you're interested, come check it out. Thank you for watching, and we will head off to the outro.
See ya.
See you next week.
Hey.